Okay. Hello. Welcome in, guys. How is everyone? Hi, Blowsif. Sorry, I was literally answering a message to Chris, like, as I hit the go live button. I think that although it was fun, although it was a lot of fun, I think a lot of us got overwhelmed last night. Having so many people on in voice chat and in the crew and all that, um, myself included, but Chris especially was one who I think got very, very overwhelmed and felt very unheard. So we just wanted to offer the invite for him to like just have like a chill teaching night, but he's busy tonight. Oh shoot, let me not dox everyone. Hi HR, welcome in. I loved it. 100% would do again. I think now take this with a grain of salt. Just take this with a grain of salt. I don't think I would stream something like that again. I think that being on stream and like having to like pay attention to chat and like having to like be on and be in a good mood made it like one step more stressful, if that makes sense. I would definitely do that off stream again, because there was a lot of talking over people. There was a lot of people who felt that they weren't being heard. There was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of just like people not communicating, and like we got crashed into a couple times from a couple people. You know, oh my gosh, I'm really dropping frames the second I go live. This is a joke. There we go. Is it back? It's back. Okay. You know, so there was like some crashing going on, you know, just lack of communication. So that was something like I had fun, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun. Those sweaty, salty PvP people really kind of shifted the energy a little bit towards the end. Everybody was really tired and frustrated by that point. So the fact that they just did not stop, I think also kind of added a lot of stress. So it was a lot. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. And I had fun. I had a lot of fun. But I think it was too much for stream. So 10 out of 10 would do again, but off stream. Hello, they can't hear you. Hold on, let me make sure they can hear you. I'm embarrassed of you. Okay.
I'm looking at it right now and I can see desktop audio. So it's on. I'm not crazy this time. This time.
You're not crazy this time. All right, let's
time.
turn it up just a smidge. Okay.
But I just woke my dog up and gave him a chip and he held it
Hi,
in his
Ark.
mouth like a baby.
Doing Wifelin time. Please accept this lurk as a substitution for my bottomless wit and sophisticated comment and fart noise. I accept. I accept. Last time you did Discord voice chat co-op session on stream was during Redfall first playthrough. Yeah, so I do a lot. I don't want to say my content is mostly cooperative, but a lot of it is. And when there's too many voices and there's too many people, it can just be difficult. Not only for the people that are involved in it, but also the people that are watching and trying to pay attention to what's going on. Just because it's not working doesn't mean you aren't also crazy. That's true.
It is working. It is working. But I'm also not crazy this time.
This time.
Next time, though. I don't know. Also, I was telling you, I woke my dog up, brought him over to be on camera, gave him a chip, and he just held it in his mouth.
He just held it.
Like, you can eat it.
All right, so what's your lowest?
40, and it is Order of Souls.
Okay. Souls.
And then I think the second lowest I want to say is Gold Hoarders, but it's at 48.
Okay, I am raising Emissary and Souls.
There's a fart in the sky.
There's a fart in the sky. Oh my gosh. I raised Souls.
Okay. I will double check to make sure that I'm not misremembering, but I am 98% sure that is correct.
I love pigs.
Oh good, she's not bugged and she's not gonna give us our stuff from yesterday again.
So Gold Hoarders
3 days ago? Yeah. Something
and
like that.
Orders
Friday?
at 40.
Friday, I think. Friday, yeah.
Friday?
Friday was the last time we played Redfall. I think we'll be playing Redfall probably on Wednesday again.
Uh-huh.
Probably.
It should be spicier.
Yeah, I think that We should try to finish this first town. We're really close to like essentially 100%ing it.
Oh, I forgot. I have to go
I
to
wish my
order
lowest was
first.
40. I also wish my highest was 40. Ark, did you you bought a sloop, didn't you? The Ark's Star. Is that your sloop?
Oh, where the heck is order? Where?
It's the purple
Is
tent.
that?
Nope, nope, nope. This way.
Okay.
It's the purple tent up here.
Yeah, up there, right? I was gonna go up there. Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah, at the bottom. Okay, got it.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of Redfall so far? Um, it's not the best game I've ever played, but it's by far not the worst game I've ever played. Um, so far, the story is a little lacking, as in, like, I don't even know what the story is yet. But I'm having a lot of fun playing with my friends, if I'm being completely honest, so it doesn't really matter. I'm a little biased because I just like to play with my friends. Can't afford anything. I told you. Bought a few of the legend instruments. We want to do the rose one, the briar rose one, because I want all that stuff.
The
All right, let's look at.
clothes.
Let's just look.
Whoa.
Let's just look
Whoa.
at the map and see if we can see
I
where
think
it starts.
it's on. Hold on, I've seen the emblem a few times, and I'm always like,
We need Monet. I know.
oh, correct.
Man, if only like we
uh,
did like some Fort of the Damned or something, but
if only.
everyone's so fucking lazy. Nobody ever wants to do Fort of the
Okay.
Damned or anything.
It looks like it's on Sanctuary, and
Hi
on mine
Swag, welcome in. How are you?
it says it's locked. But I believe it's the middle icon on Sanctuary.
It says it's locked, so we might
For
need.
me.
So, okay, so Briar Rose might be one that is. We need to do others first.
Yeah, I will check while you
Yeah, it's
are
locked for me.
looting. I don't know if you have finished looting, but let me see.
No, I have not finished looting. I stopped to come look at the map.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you? How's stream so far? We are just getting started for the night. We're a little late because I accidentally took a nap.
Oh, it's Wild Rose. Oops.
Yeah. I just had Briar Rose. I accidentally took a nap, which is like not the end of the world, whatever. But I only meant to like sleep for like, a half hour, just like a little nap, just to kind of like get a little recharge after work. And I slept for 3 hours. And so I woke up and like I woke up in like that panic thing, that panic where like you're like, what year is it? And then now I'm just like groggy because I was like forcefully awoken. Hi Zaz. Zaz, how was your day? Yeah, that's me. That's sleep pipe right now. Co-op with friends can really spark up a crappy or mid. Exactly, HR, exactly. And it's like, first of all, I probably wouldn't play Redfall alone. Like, I probably wouldn't even have any interest in playing it alone. But if I did play it alone, I would be very bored. It's very bland, and the environment is very empty. There's like not a lot of enemies. Like it's really lacking in kind of like the enemies and stuff. So I think I would get very bored alone. But just like goofing off with my friends has been so much fun,
So from what I understand,
I feel bad. Why?
The more enemies there will be. Like it
Yeah.
does get to be a lot more. So
Yeah.
we're still really early on because we weren't really going for the main story. We were doing the side missions.
Yeah. And
So
that's why I think
that's what we're
that
starting at.
like, because I kept saying, like, this map's not really big, but it's, like, the first, like, zone. So we have more.
Yeah.
We have more to do.
My day's going pretty good. Staying busy.
Halo
had to
5
go get
onwards.
coffee with
Yeah,
that. Nothing
Nate and
too
I tried to
exciting.
play Halo Infinite a couple months ago, and the co-op was just so broken. Like, it was so broken. Like, you would get kicked out or sent back to the menu, or it would be like, your co-op partner has not progressed this far. Like, it was so broken. You have to wake up from a nap and immediately do something. It was not immediately. I had about like an hour and like 15 minutes or so to get ready for stream. But yeah, it was more just like I like woke up and it was like, oh, I didn't mean to sleep this late. I didn't get anything done. Like I had to order a pizza, as you can see. I had to order pizza because I didn't get to cook myself something to eat. Like, I wanted to get a couple loads of laundry done, which I didn't because but I was exhausted. We stayed up way too late playing Sea of Thieves last night because we had such a crazy heated session going. That PvP session last night was absolutely insane. So we didn't even end up like ending our Sea of Thieves session last night until after like 3 a.m. And then, as soon as I went and I laid down in bed, one of my dogs, who apparently had been like getting into garbage or got into some sort of food wrapper or something, threw up in my bed. So I had to change my sheets at 3:30 in the morning. So I was very tired, and my body very much obviously needed the nap. But man, I had other stuff to do. I had other stuff to do. Good day. Today you baked some cookies. What kind of cookies, Zaz? That sounds so good. A taco fart of release. Girl, I'm so sorry. It's all good. It's all good. Happens to the best of us.
So I
Yeah.
looked up,
Yeah.
and it says to begin the Wild Rose Tall Tale, you must have completed all previous Tall Tales in the arc from Shroud Breaker to Star of a Thief.
Okay, so I thought that it was gonna be something like that.
So we'll have to have Chaos captain us through
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. All right, so we can do some Order of Soul stuff. So we can do
Okay.
some of the bounties, like we can go kill the Skelly
Yeah.
captain. Um,
Okay.
I would doing a vault with 2 people.
Brutal.
No, I've done it before. We could do it.
Brutal.
But we pretty much would be guaranteeing to not be able to solve the puzzle.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. What's Chaos doing? Where's Chaos when you need him? Chaos is our like captain who tells us like what we need to do. Like
If you
he
do
he
Shroud
is
Breaker, we'll be
the
on the same part. Well, we're
he's
definitely gonna wait
the
for Chaos. It's
authority.
just a matter of
Yeah.
if he's
He
here
is
or not.
the authority on Sea of Thieves. Unless Shorty's here, and then it's Shorty. Shorty is the authority. Oh, you play some Apex and Valorant? Awesome. Who do you main on Apex?
French.
A punch. I was just playing a little bit of Apex. I've almost finished the season pass. I'm at 108 out of
Okay.
110, so I'll probably be playing
1010.
tonight.
She's at 108 out of
1010.
1010.
1010.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I only went to public school, okay? I also thought the NHL had balls, so what do you want
Until
from me?
last week when I was like, the H stands for hockey.
Listen. I have a very streamlined brain.
You have a very streamer
Supposed-
brain. Okay, hold on.
supposed to move.
Somebody blew my mind today.
Somebody blew you?
Auto move. Noomlock?
Noom. Your connection has been glitching? I'm sorry your
No,
connection has been
let's
glitching,
change
Stonewall.
this to this.
Is it because you're at school?
There we go.
Is your school blocking me? See, even school hates
Oh
me.
my gosh, Becky, look at her butt.
Where are we going?
Look at no hands, Mom. No hands.
No ham?
No hands, look.
Mirage. Very nice. You have hands on mine.
No, my hands are not on my keyboard or mouse. I figured out how to auto move. So you can essentially you hit the anchor and then just hit auto move and then you just go.
I'm like, you have hands on mine. Mirage is fun. Mirage is a lot of fun. I love the update they did to his healing so that you go invis and then you come out invis as long as you don't fire your gun. Very nice. I'm big on Fuse. Fuse is one of my go-tos.
All right, let's look.
I like throwing boom booms. Big
The
buzz.
skeleton bounty. Okay, here we
You
go.
think I'm a virus?
I propose
Stonewall,
they
who told
I
you?
propose they quaist.
I'm invis. What do you mean I'm invis? What are y'all on about? They're I don't know what they're on about. Oh, I'm like, what are y'all on about? Okay, I can come down and queast, but touch a queast. No, I don't want to propose. I want to vote. You're testing me. Don't
Hey
test
Luz,
me.
how was your
I
day?
always fail at tests.
Did you work today?
I'm just a baby.
Plunderer's plight.
Plop plop plop. Where go? What do? Are
I'm
you gonna show
looking.
me your paper?
I'm looking. Plunderer's plight.
Plop plop. Oh, teasing.
Thunder Valley.
Teasing. Got it. See, what happened was my screen is slightly blocking my other screen, so sometimes it's hard for me to see words. I'm trying to adjust my setup. Things are wild. Right now my mic is like teetered. It's supposed to be on screen right now, but it's going
Thunder
through
is
some
Blight.
stuff.
Okay, it is
It's fine.
northeast.
Northwest, got it.
But I'm gonna be lurking. Thanks, Ark. I appreciate
I
you.
know how to steer. Oh, it's like ugh. Okay. It's gonna I grabbed the wrong one. Listen, no one said I was good at what I do. But I do it nonetheless. I've said it once and I'll say it before. You don't have to be good at stuff. Set the bar really low and you'll impress people eventually.
Still sleepy since 5:30 start time. Oof. Got sent home early.
Northeast, but I said west because I'm a problem.
That's me, honestly.
Go boat, go! There's an art to sailing a boat. I almost said driving a boat.
You drive.
Drive the boat.
It's about power. It's about drive. It's about power. We stay hungry. We devour. Put in the work. Put in the hours, and take what's ours. See, you can drive a boat.
Awesome. Oh wow, like totally freaked me out. I mean, right on.
Right on.
Sure. Number one. I transferred from Los Angeles. Your school has no gymnastics team. This is a last resort. That's all I got. Well, other than the initial, like the opening cheer song thing, that I also know by heart, which is
You don't know
disturbing.
Drive by Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I've heard it. I don't know it by heart. I'm not as cool as you. We've been over this.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Oh my gosh. So I was fucking with my mom one time. And so she was like, I think it was like Jumanji or like one of his movies that came out recently. And she's like, yeah, it's got the movie with the Rock in it. And I was like, who's The Rock? And she's like, The Rock. And I was like, it has Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it. And she's like, yeah, The Rock. And I was like, who's The Rock? And she was like, The Rock, Krista, The Rock. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And so she would like show me a picture.
Boulder?
So she would show me a picture and I was like, that's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And she's like, right, The Rock. And I was like, no, Mom, that's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And she's like, The Rock! Like, she was getting so mad at me.
You're
and I
literally
like would
going
not
to give
like
your mother a stroke.
like I was literally like I would not acknowledge. I was just like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like
Remember when you were like, this woman is gonna be the death of me?
yeah.
Touche. Like that,
I'm literally
that's
gonna
why.
give my mother a
That's
brain
why.
hernia.
You're like, how dare she do things? And you're doing the same shit right back.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Eye
She's
for
like,
an eye.
I don't understand what you're saying. Then why is what you're saying different than what I'm saying? I'm like, because that's his name. Ooh, there's birds to the
Yeah, do you want birds?
right. I know directions.
I'm gonna go around this rock and then we can swing around it and maybe get those birds.
We're gonna make
Those
so much
good
money.
looking birds. Are we gonna make 1,000,000?
Watch us make 1,000,000. We won't.
That would be unheard of. First of
We
all.
won't.
Like,
We won't. We
I
will
still
not.
can't get over. As much as everybody was all like upset about last night,
Yeah.
they didn't get a single thing off our boat.
Not ours.
That's
Not
what I'm saying.
ours,
They
yeah.
didn't get a single thing off our boat, and our boat was the treasure ship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is it, as a sitting duck, for 80% of the time,
I see
they
the
weren't
nip.
able to get a single thing off? That is wild to me. Oh,
Anchor, anchor, anchor,
we're-
anchor, anchor.
Yeah, I was putting the thing up. I'm anchoring. Oh, run! Lower it! Lower it! Okay, we're gonna be a little bit.
It's fine.
Oh no, we're on top of it. We're
Okay.
on top of it. We're good. We're good.
You're good.
Good. We're
We
good.
got
Teamwork.
it.
Most men are.
We've
bad at
gotten
getting
really
them off.
good at crewing my brig with just the two of us, actually.
Where's the lie? Well, it's out of necessity. We've
Well,
had
I mean,
to.
but like we could sloop it, but why sloop it when we can just use my?
They
my...
didn't treasure us enough. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. They called
Oh.
us dicks, actually.
Yeah, he called. First of all, he called me a dumb bitch when I actually like did PvP and I shot him. And
Which
yeah,
was
he called us
hilarious.
dicks. I know. He's like, "How'd you one shot me?" It's like, "Cause I'm better than you."
The amount that I was cackling, just straight fucking cackling when you one-shotted him, and he was like, "How did you one-shot
How
me?"
did you
And I was just like,
one-shot me? I was like, because I'm better than you. Like, I don't understand the question.
also, like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Right,
You
I literally
literally were
shot you
climbing
in the
a
dome. What did you
ladder.
think was gonna happen? No, no, no,
Dude,
that wasn't the ladder. That was when I was in the water and he was on our
oh.
boat and I shot him from the water.
Oh, that's right.
But I
You
hit
should
it.
have
I
seen
headshot him.
him.
That's how.
He was like talking shit on Chris and be like, "Here, I'll make it easy for you." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Shut the fuck up. Get out of here."
It just like it cracks me up because the amount of effort and the amount of cannonballs, the risk was not worth the reward.
It wasn't. They put in maximum effort and got literally nothing for it.
Like literally.
Like they got Brosif's emissary and they got maybe like 3 or 4 pieces of treasure.
Yeah.
And considering we had,
Ooh.
I mean,
Is there a mermaid in here with me? Holy shit.
I think it's safe to say there was over 100 pieces of loot on all the boats.
Oh yeah.
And
we had so much. We had so much. Like, oh my god.
We got everything off the boat sold, and they were lucky to get maybe 3 or 4 pieces of treasure. It's like after, God, they were on us for what, like an hour or 2?
They were on us for a long time. Like they really tried.
Yeah, it was ludicrous. The seas aren't
ludicrous.
Oh, they were.
I'm gonna die. There's 3 mermaids and a shark dead.
I'm also getting. What is hitting me?
There's 3 mermaids and a shark.
I just don't understand how they were hitting me from here. I'm like at the back.
I have to go back down.
Hearing the ship, and they're just being annoying. I'm gonna try and swing it around, see if I can harpoon.
Harpoon.
Thank you, Sultan. How are you? How was your weekend? I hope it was good.
All right.
I don't have anything on me. I need to go down and get some food apparently. Because I have exhaust the snooter.
The snoot? Boop the snoot? How are you not dead? Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh my god, the like, what you call it, guys?
The mermaids? Mermen?
No, the captain mermaids, like the big ones.
Oh, okay.
They take so many hits.
Yeah,
there's so much down here. Like, there's no way.
Nothing is good. We love a good nothing day.
No, I love a good nothing day.
Sometimes you just gotta be a good little veggie.
Sometimes you just gotta be a good nothing, you know?
Yeah. Laundry is a big task, honestly.
I don't hate doing laundry. I hate folding laundry and putting laundry away.
That's where it is, yeah. It's the folding and putting everything away that gets like exhausting, where it's just like, ugh. I have to fold and put away like 2 loads of laundry, and I am not happy about it. Yeah. And I'm still working with a broken washer where I can only do little micro loads. So like 2 loads is actually like 5 or 6.
I have 194, but he ran out of Pokemon to trade, unless you can catch more.
Gotta catch them all.
Can you breed some eggs?
Woo!
Just to get some.
Here.
Oh my god, I'm stuck on nothing.
Stupid.
God, I hate the mechanics of these wrecks sometime where you just get stuck on nothing.
Get stuck on everything? Yes, and you're like, I'm gonna drown because I'm stuck on an invisible banana.
Right. Literally stuck on nothing.
Once fall asleep on top of laundry because you were too exhausted to put it away. I think we've all been there at some point. Where it's just like, just push it aside. It's fine.
Listen, clean laundry is one of the best places to sleep, let's be real.
It's comfy AF. Did not mean to do that.
Dude, I want to kill this one guy so bad. Oh, finally.
I wish it wasn't Pokemon today. Look, why don't you want to play the Pokemon Day? What's wrong? Why is Pokemon giving you vibes?
There's no way that I can shoot this dude right in the face.
How?
And he doesn't die. Might be able to do sandwiches. No, not sandwiches, but you can still breed, right? You can still get eggies.
Here's the good thing about being a streamer. You're in complete control, and if you decide you don't want to Pokemon Day, you don't have to Pokemon Day.
You do not have to Pokemon Day, no.
You can poke whatever day you want.
Or you could never poke again.
Never gonna poke again.
No, seriously, that's one thing that, like, took me a long time to learn as a streamer. Is, like, if you're not enjoying the game, like, don't play it just because you think chat wants to see it. Like, I have played too many games that I absolutely despised for too long. Because I'm like, well, they enjoy it.
Well, I think it's more of like, you know, when you're like, I'm gonna do a series, and you're like, okay, but I'm
No,
burning out
you
on
can
this a
have,
little
you
bit.
can just regular breed. I would leave my Dragonairs, like, while I would play something else. And I wouldn't make sandwiches. It's just
I'm
quicker with
enjoying
sandwiches.
Pokemon, but I want to pirate. Do you want to pirate?
Do you wanna be a pirate? Do
Who
you
doesn't want to
wanna
be
get
a
some loot?
pirate?
You don't
I
have to
desperately
say it
want
anymore.
to find a Kraken.
Out
That's
the
what I
door.
want.
Yeah, everybody's seen a Kraken but me.
I feel like I vaguely remember years ago seeing a Kraken, but I don't know. Now I'm like, did I? Or did I have a fever dream about it?
Yeah.
For Crystal tonight, you've been playing this and it's been fun to see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying.
I'm so mad I was alone. Like, every time that one of my friends has seen a Kraken, they're always like, yeah, I was just chilling by myself, doing nothing. I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome. I've been playing this game for 3 fucking years, and I've seen one Kraken on the other side of the fucking ocean while Chaos shot it. Like, I actually have played this game. I got all my friends into this game, and all my friends are like, yeah, I got Pirate Legend in a week, and I play with everybody else, so now I can't play with you. Fuck you. I hate you. Don't ever play Pirates. I almost said don't ever play Pirates of the Caribbean. It's the same thing.
Don't ever play Pirates.
It's the same thing.
Pirates. Get out of here, stupid
I probably
siren.
should storage crate in here, though. There's quite a bit in here. Can I have an
Can
I have an air pocket? Please come back.
You need to come up on the boat, put air in your pockets, and then go down.
There was an air pocket, though. Like, it's annoying.
No. Put the air in.
Should I breed the Dragonite or Whooper? Ugh.
So, but
part of me wants
Borderlands.
Part of me wants to say the Dragonite because then at least like Noodles will be born, but then you will do the thing. Borderlands? We're Borderlandsing?
Buds said that he has Borderlands and he wants to do like a collab, and I said I am always down.
Oh my
for Borderlands.
goodness.
1, 2, 3, I'm down.
Borderlands.
I live for Borderlands.
Borderlands 2 is one of my absolute favorite games.
What the heck is all of the sounds up right here?
It's all these mermaids.
Merbutts. Oops, the ocean is very Bobby weak. Okay, I gotta turn the ship on. My god, I keep having to turn the damn ship.
Kraken comes to crack them boaties and shippies. Yeah, but not mine.
It's never us.
It's never my boaty or shippy.
Maybe that's the secret. We need to do like we do in Apex and bitch and moan about it until it appears.
Oh, I've been bitching and moaning about it. Don't you worry.
I'd really love to see.
Gonna go for 2 boxes of noodle. Do it. Do it.
God dang it.
You know, it'd be really cool right now if we saw a Kraken.
I would love to see a Kraken. Wow.
Or like, let's just like, or Meg hunting would be nice too. Wait, how many cannonballs did we? Oh, we didn't get a lot of cannonballs, did we?
I don't know.
No, we don't really have. We have some cannonballs, but we don't have a lot that I would be like, let's go Kraken hunting.
I'll fucking go buy some. Yeah, I'll go buy a crate. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'll buy it.
I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nothing.
Oh, we're being attacked.
By who? By who?
By people on our left.
Why?
Probably because they're assholes. I don't know.
Wonderful. I don't have any fucking cannons on here. Okay. Fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I literally can't even get up because I just keep getting knocked the fuck down. Alright, let me pull.
How to get multiplayer ships on a server? We literally had each person load up a ship.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was the whole thing. Each person got on a ship and jumped on the server. We just kept putting up our PvP flags and trying to... We're gonna go down.
It's fine.
Yeah, we don't have enough people for this.
We do have enough people, it's fine.
No, because we're taking hits, there's no one to fire, you're trying to fix the mass, it's just...
I can fire. Oh fuck, I can't fire on that one though. Gotta fire on this one.
That's what I'm saying.
They're gonna ram us, they're gonna ram us. Ramming us, yeah. Okay, take them down with us. Okay, get off here.
Oh, I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. Okay. I wasn't even able to get my weapon out. I got off, tried to pull out my weapon, and couldn't.
I can't even hit him. He's literally all over the fucking place.
That's why I hate the fucking PvP in this game. Is like,
yeah, it's what like honestly, this is the best time to get us though because we don't have anything right now, so it's whatever.
We have like a couple things.
It's whatever.
But yeah, if you have the more people you have, the better. It's literally just a numbers game of everybody. Keep setting you up. What do you mean I keep setting you up? Oh yeah.
He could be.
It took me a second to see the other thing. Hold on. Let me move my. It's because I can't see. There we go.
He could be spawn camping our boat. So do you want to go back, or do you just want to scuttle and swap?
I mean, if our ship sinks.
Yeah, but he's gonna take. He's gonna take our stuff.
I mean, I'll go on and see what's going on.
Okay.
Worst case scenario. I mean, there's two of us. We were probably hit somebody maybe.
That's and like I wasn't even like remotely prepared. I had nothing in my gun.
I wasn't either.
Like
I didn't have anything.
Yeah, I was literally moving our stuff from like barrel to barrel. You know, I hate the blunderbuss, but I feel like that's the only thing to do for PvP.
Sometimes, yeah.
Hey, Poorly.
Yeah, our ship sank.
Yeah, no, I know. Congrats on getting your 3 pieces of loot.
Right, you got 3 pieces of loot. Yeah, but for some people, they don't even want to take the like 5 minutes it takes to get that loot. They'd rather just fight somebody.
They're just gonna go.
Which
how are you?
Like,
we're good. We got caught off guard.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, and I should have been.
Yeah, but the blunderbuss in this game is literally only good for PvP, so it's a waste to like take up a weapon slot for it. You know, it's a waste.
What sucked was I got off the cannon, tried to pull my weapon out, and he downed me before I could get my weapon out.
Yeah.
So I was like, well,
honestly, that was I don't know. I just feel like that was really kind of stupid of them. Like they really just opened fire, swam around, like crashed into us. Like I got a couple good hits on them too, and they got on our boat, so they just let water fill up their boat while they were on our boat. But if I had ammo, I would have fucking killed him.
I'm wondering how many people were on it. I mean, we just saw the one dude was.
I think it was the one. No, I think it was the one.
Sucks, but it is what it is. There's a blossom in chat for anyone who wants a blossom. And look, I got.
Sorry to hear that. It's okay. It's part of the game.
Literally, we spawned on, and I just found a piece of piece of treasure.
Like this is why I hate this game, because it was like that guy has no possible way of knowing that like we had just logged in for the night. You know, like he has no way of knowing that we had nothing. He has no way of knowing. But it's just like, cool, I don't want to play anymore now.
It's just a matter of the fact that like you can be playing the game and like just mind your own business, and people be like, oh, I just want to shit on people to shit on people. Like if people fire on us, then we're like, all right, we're gonna chase you down and kill you.
Yeah, I always wait for them to shoot first.
The people who are like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking ram into you and just like kill you because haha, I like being a troll. It's like, that's in any game. It's in any game. There's people who just literally like to try and piss people off, which I don't understand. I will never understand being like, I just want to like make people unhappy.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Is that another piece of loot over there? Hold on, I'm gonna go see if that's loot. I'm like, fine, loot. Take that loot. I'm finding
that's loot right there.
Yeah, that shiny thing up there. It looks like it.
That is loot. It's a treasure chest.
Right. I'm gonna go get it.
Humans
Ah,
can be
he downed
assholes,
us,
yeah.
and we're getting free shit.
Yeah, it's okay. We can still go to. Oh wait, where are
Hmm.
we compared to where we were trying to go?
I have no idea. It's an
So,
Ashen Castaway chest.
oh, that's not what I was talking about.
Oh, I just got a
I was
Castaway chest.
talking about that chest that's in
Yeah.
those rocks right there.
There's also something right here. What is this? Oh, here's a storage crate.
Nice. All right, I'll come grab that in just a minute. We'll loot. All
I
right,
like he's
so we
like,
have to go
I'm
to.
gonna kill you guys and steal your shit. Enjoy your gem and your skull. We're getting free stuff just by being on this island. So like, who really fucking lucked out here?
Sanctuary. So we have to go to Plunderers.
Also, his boat was ugly.
It was ugly. It was very plain.
I'm
Plunder
just saying, your
outpost.
boat's ugly.
How was Workies? Workies was Workies. There's
Worky's
a
working.
PvPer at Ancient Spire. Plunderer's Plight. Alright, that is... Holy shit. Plunderer's Plight is... Southeast, but mostly east.
Southeast.
Humans can be pirates. That's true. That's
I
true.
think
We're just trying
the
to get Yaga
large
her
amount of
fucking...
people
What you
are
call it?
pains. That's just what it is. Like, the
But
more you interact with people in games, the more you're like, fuck people, man.
And like the thing is like the more that I get involved in Sea of Thieves and the more that I get involved in the Sea of Thieves like community and stuff, the more just like absolutely disgusting it is. Like you think that like competitive games like Overwatch and like League and stuff like that have toxic community. This is not even a competitive game. Like there is no ranked system, there's no whatever. This is not a competitive game, and it is the single most toxic community of any game that I personally have participated in.
Get this whole mentality of like, oh, get good at the game, right? That's just how it is. It's like, but why are you
Hi
like
Raven.
encouraging it? Why are you making it worse? Like,
Yeah.
instead of like cleaning up and making it a fun game for everyone, which I know, here's the thing, people are selfish, they only care about themselves.
Yeah.
But if you scare off all the other players, guess what? There's no one for you to attack. Then what are you
Well,
doing?
that's what I tweeted. I said, you know, like and so I think I told you before that there is this content creator that Chaos and I both kind of found recently that does a lot of Sea of Thieves stuff. And so she
Yes,
posted
buds. Yes.
so she posted something and she was like, you know, like I've been getting a lot of hate messages from people who are seasoned Sea of Thieves players.
Wow.
And they have
That's
been
cool.
basically like giving her a lot of hate, saying like you're wasting everybody's time making these videos because the tips and tricks and stuff that you're doing is like too simple, it's too easy. Nobody new is playing this game. And I was like, that's absolutely not
Okay.
true. And then so this guy literally, first of all, his name is Sea of Thieves Sigma, so you can just tell what kind of dude he's gonna be. Um, was arguing with me, and he's like, nobody plays this game alone. And if you're a new player, you have friends to play with who is going to teach you how to play this game. Like nobody needs her useless information. And I was like, that's disgusting. I was like, and that's not true because I have literally encountered a solo sloop player who asked me, I'm brand new to the game, like how do I play? What's like they're out there just because you don't encounter them.
Yeah, remember that little kid that was playing? And you're
No,
like, here's a storage
yeah,
crate.
yeah. And so like I was like, you're essentially gatekeeping you're gatekeeping knowledge about the game because
Not
you
only
don't
that,
want new players playing the game.
but it's also, oh, there are no new players. Bullshit. There's new players for pretty much any game. To sit there
But
and be
it
like,
was
there are no
like
new players. Bullshit.
but
So,
like
way to like
to
take,
shit on this girl, who puts like a lot of passion into her
but
TikToks
to
and stuff like
stand
that.
on that hill and be
Yeah.
like, nobody new plays. Okay, you're so very wrong, and your
Yeah.
head is so far up your ass, you can't even see it. Uh, so have fun with that.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's just
fuck.
it's the elitism. It's honestly it's people like that dude who literally just like saw a boat and they were like, I'm gonna go kill. Like, you know, we didn't instigate, we didn't have any high value treasure, you know, like there was no reason to instigate with us other than to instigate with us.
But you know what it is? It's those people who also, like in Overwatch, you'll have an objective, and instead of doing the objective, they just kill to kill, and you're like,
Genshin's
cool,
sort of the
but
same.
we're
Really?
not getting the objective done. They don't care. They just
Yeah.
run in and do stuff and don't have any thought process behind it. It's
Yeah.
just
But
reactive. And it's like,
I feel like every multiplayer game is like that nowadays though.
oh
Like
yeah,
every multiplayer game ends up festering this elitism, and if you haven't been playing since day one, like you don't deserve it, whatever, whatever. Like the whole thing with the Destiny raids, that's been like a big thing lately, where they've been essentially like, you know, if you haven't been playing since day one, you don't deserve to like be able to get some of these like cosmetics or whatever it may
it's just
be,
wild.
which is stupid. So they're like, okay, so if I complete the raid that you completed, I don't deserve the skin because I haven't been playing as long as you, is what you're saying? All right, slow down so we can get this treasure here. I'm stuck. Oh my god. Are you kidding me?
Are you on it? On my thing, it didn't say that you were on it.
My internet just fucking lagged. I'm not on the boat.
The boat's taking off without both of us.
Yeah, I know because I just
No,
lagged. Like I was on
no,
the boat and now I'm in the fucking water. And I have no health.
no. I'm waiting for the mermaid. It's not popping. Oh my god, this is fucking nuts.
I cannot believe that just happened.
Where is it? Where is it?
I
There it is. There it
cannot believe that just fucking happened. And of course, none of that came out on stream because stream just fucking lagged.
on my stream, it's just the boat going off into the sunset.
I was on the boat,
No, I get it. I'm just
I
waiting,
got
like,
hurt, and then I was in the water.
boat, boat, boat. Why did the boat go though? Like, why? Like,
Because
I'm still on the island.
because
Like,
because I dropped the sails a little bit because I was just scooting up to get that chest on the rock, and then I lagged out while I was holding on to the sail.
yeah, because from my point of view, it was just like, bye.
I'm honestly like,
Hello, Momo.
I
How are
don't
you?
want to like lose my temper, and I don't want to get emotional and stuff, but like I don't know what else to do about my internet, and it's getting to the point where like this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing now. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
"No, it's fine. We understand. It's fine. No, we understand." No, it's not okay. It's not fine. You don't understand. There's no opportunity for me to improve and grow and get better and make this channel fucking better when I can't even have a stream without my internet deciding to do whatever it wants. I pay $150 a month for internet that does whatever it wants.
I mean, at this point, all you can do is call and yell at the internet.
I
company and be like,
have.
what can you do?
There's nothing wrong on their end. There's nothing wrong on their side, is what they say.
That I'd be like, well, that's obviously not true. You know, like,
Because when I call to complain, the internet works.
of course.
If I call when the internet's not working, by the time I'm not on hold anymore, the internet works again. So I can never get in touch with them when my internet's not working.
Yeah.
Because my internet works 99.9% of the time, but it's that 0.1 where it drops enough frames to disconnect my internet, or it drops enough frames to freeze my Sea of Thieves and kill me. You know, like, my internet works according to my ISP because it's here. You have internet, you have service. It's not our fault that it's not stable. It's not our fault that it disconnects every 20 minutes. You have internet.
I'm good, Momo. I'm still sick. I have a horrible cough that's just like plaguing me.
All right, let's see if we can get through here
good.
again without me lagging and dying.
Thank you for the clip buds. I feel like it was actually just Sea of Thieves being like, stop looting and go adventure.
No, it was 100% because I looked at my OBS and it
No,
was red.
I'm just
Like I literally saw my internet just go nope. I just feel like the audacity of them to charge as much as they charge for internet, and just knowing that they essentially have the market hostage because of where I live. There's no other options.
It is very scammy.
You know, like they
'Cause
know
you're not getting- you're not
they're the
getting what
only
you paid
internet
for.
provider right here
Yeah,
where I
you're not
live.
getting what you paid for though. Okay.
Got it. got it.
There's okay. It was glitched at first, and it was like you got one, but there was one still there. So I was like,
Super scummy. Yeah. And I don't, like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I don't mean to, like, get all upset on stream, but it happens the most when I'm streaming. And it's just hard because you all know, like, how much work I put into this. Like, you all know how hard I try to, like, do the best that I can. And it's like, my internet is just, like, making it so hard.
and that's the thing is when you're trying really hard at this and you put in so much work on your end, and it's something that you have zero control over, it is
Yeah.
a very defeating feeling. And I think people get very dismissive, and they want to be supportive and tell you everything's fine and it doesn't matter, but like it matters to you. So
Right.
I
And,
think
like,
people need to be more understanding about the fact that, like, while you guys might not be bothered, it does bother her. And
right.
so saying it's fine can feel dismissive as well and kind of pile on.
And then there's, like, and then there's also the fact where it's like, I know, I see the analytics, I see the metrics at the end of stream. I know that there are people who come in and leave
Yeah.
because of the quality of the stream. Like, I know it. I see it. I see it happen.
Get this without slapping. the
Even if
rock.
even
Oh,
if we
that might be
kiss
close.
it, we might. No, I think we may just barely.
Well, yeah,
Nope.
yeah,
Nope.
we're good.
Nope. We're
We're
good.
good.
You like your feelings are invalid. It's very frustrating. Thank you, Poorly. Thank you for validating my feelings. Thank you.
A little more. I gotta say, my boating has improved over
Yes.
the last few months,
Yes.
which is
All right. Hopefully, I can lower these sails now and not lag out. It is all I can do.
the
Oh,
exact same thing happened last night because Spectrum decided to give no warning before turning off the internet.
Yep. That's what happened to
That'd be
me
so
at like 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a PvP battle. Demoralizing, especially when, like you were saying,
It's
providers are
so
extremely
frustrating.
scummy. When they should be able to at least stabilize. Exactly, Laws. Thank you. Like, I'm not saying, like, ugh, my internet problems are the worst and nobody else has internet problems. But what I am saying is when I contact my ISP and I'm like, hey, I'm having problems, they just dismiss it and they're like, well,
Yeah. No, you're not. You're
everything's fine.
fine.
Everything's fine on our end. It must be your hardware. No, it's not.
Yeah. Some bullshit. Okay, so we need to. I have no idea where we need to
All
go.
right, all right. I'm gonna look.
We were gonna go to a port. We gotta get emissary. That's right.
Yeah. Let's go to a port.
And we can sell the stuff on here.
All right,
Just immediately, 'cause I don't fucking trust anyone now.
Sanctuary is literally south of us, like straight south.
Okay.
Ooh, Dragonair!
I got so scared. I got so scared. I thought it was a person. I was like, who's here?
Dragonair!
Oh.
So I'm new here, and the first thing here is ISP issues and customer blaming, and I already know you're talking about Spectrum. Hello, Eric! I am talking about Spectrum.
See,
I am complaining about Spectrum.
Last night, I got booted from the game, but it was my game crashing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because we were playing for so long and maybe the console got hot and was like,
Welcome
I've
in,
had
Eric.
enough.
Hello. The monopoly on Wi-Fi is very high. Yeah, it just sucks because of where I live is a very, very, very small rural town in Tennessee, and we only have Spectrum. Like, we don't have any competitors. Like, we only have Spectrum. And yeah, they like to just disconnect my streams. Like right now, I'm dropping frames. I can see it. Yep, that's thank you. Thank you, Spectrum. Thank you. I don't care about the quality of my streams. Seas are dangerous today. Hi, Master. They are dangerous. We have already been, we were already PvP'd, and we've only been live for not even an hour. So that's fun.
PvP'd within the first, like, 15-20 minutes, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works from home, relies on the internet staying up at least twice a month. They say there's nothing they can do. Here's the thing. When they say it's not on our end, I'm like, bullshit. Bullshit, it is on your end, and I'm paying for a service and you aren't providing. So either offer me a fucking discount or get your shit together.
Or fix my internet.
Those
right,
are
and
your
that's the
fucking
thing.
options.
My mom also works from home too, so it's like, yeah. And like to some people this is nothing. To some people they're like, "Oh, your internet, whatever." But like this is kind of my part-time job. Streaming is my part-time
Yeah,
job. So
yeah.
like is your Minecraft server set to peaceful? It was while I was in the middle of the ocean building. I can change it back. Are you on the server? See, like, nobody
Be mad
showed
too, but
any interest
I'd
other
be
than, like, Broseph, so I kind of just, like, did my own thing and then, like, left it alone. And I guess if I had known that people actually, like, wanted to play, I would have set it back. Yeah, but people, like, didn't show any interest in it, so I kind of just left it. Is there such thing as expensive Wi-Fi? It's all expensive. I pay $150 a month for my internet that doesn't work.
I between 70 and 100 for my internet. I
Turns
have
out
to
the
double
squirrels
check.
or chipmunks or something partially chewed through the cable leading to my house. The egg on their
Ooh.
face was nice, Eric. God, I wish that they would come out and look. But every time they come out and
Also,
look, they walk into my house and they're like, "Oh, this isn't our modem." And I'm like, "Yeah, because your router and your modem sucks. So I had to go and I had to buy a Nighthawk that cost me $400 to make sure that I could have
same
internet connection." Thank you for the follow,
for
Eric.
Google Fiber. I know, right? Bro,
Just checking. No, you're good. You're good. It was just like I had been on there building and stuff, and nobody had like the only person who had even shown like even connected was Broseph. So I was just like, I'll just like build it and then take care of
the
it
lengths
whenever.
that
So
people will go to for Google Fiber, like you heard about when Google was bidding or taking bids for putting in Google Fiber, that Rancho
you need to get a
Cucamonga
PC. Yeah,
offered.
laws. I did get one that can do both, but I don't know. Like I don't know if it's a toggle. Like I don't know if I have to toggle it or not.
So Rancho Cucamonga offered to change their name to Rancho Cuca Google if Google would put their fiber in.
Wow, that's the absolute
And
requirement. Yeah, exactly.
they were willing to
The
change
monopoly
their
behind the
city
Wi-Fi.
name, which is hilarious
I
to
would
me.
kill people I care
Also,
about for Google Fiber. I
I would fucking live in Rancho Cuca Google. That's fucking hilarious.
know.
That's actually not that far from me. I'm really close to
Cuckoo
Rancho
cuckoo
Cucamonga.
cuckoo.
Cuckoo
Cuckoo cuckoo.
cuckoo.
Cuckoo cuckoo.
See if you can get fiber at the new house. Had fiber at the old
But
house with Verizon.
what I do
Man.
think I do think that I am not going to renew the 7 days to die server. I think I will keep the Valheim server and I will keep the Minecraft server, but I will not renew the 7 days to die server when the 3-month period is up.
I go hop and start emissary while you tow that in.
Okay.
Oh, oh. It sucks. It's just like it. The thing I always say is we're so dependent on technology in everything, like literally everything, and it's the most unreliable fucking thing.
Yeah. And that's my problem is it's just unreliable. It's just unreliable, and especially like I said, like my mom works from home. This is my second job, my night job, whatever you want to refer to it as, and like having a stable internet connection is very important, and it financially affects us
Do
if
we want
we
to sell
don't
this
have
stuff at
internet.
Sovereigns?
Okay.
Is that the best option? I wonder. I
I
don't
mean, the
know.
merchant is literally right here.
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't know if there was like you get more. I
Kept
don't
meaning to
know.
join and do things. No, you're poorly. Like you're good. I like when I said that I didn't mean like you didn't show interest so you can't do it. It was just like I I announced that the server was there, the server was open. Broseph was the only one who logged in and I set it to peaceful while I was building and getting everything set
It
up.
won't let it sell to the merchant. It said it had to be take to an outpost.
Alright, so then yeah, we gotta go to Sovereigns. So yeah, we gotta go around.
Okay.
So we gotta
Alright.
go around. So that's
Well,
all it was. It was just like
we
I
can
was
walk there.
building.
There's not that much stuff.
I was building the spawn area and
We just
stuff.
have 3 items we can walk over.
Yeah, I
Because,
guess so.
It's probably gonna take longer to sail all the way around.
And the Valheim
Yeah, go ahead
server,
and work.
the
Like your
Valheim
Pokemon,
server, I'm
probably
still
couple
setting up.
missions. I after this will probably play some Apex, but if I get through I have to get through my Apex challenges. Once I do, I will probably jump back on this.
What, tonight?
Mm-hmm. like later tonight when we finish this, I'm probably gonna try and finish my Apex. I only need 2 levels. I need 2 levels, and I'm really close on both. It's just a matter of getting a handful of knocks with 2 different weapons.
Google
So
X working on internet balloon,
I'm
SpaceX
hoping.
developing Starlink. Ooh. Spawn area was nice. Thanks, Poorly. Yeah, so while I was building and I was just kind of like bullshitting and stuff, I set it to peaceful and creative mode.
Oh
And
boy.
then since nobody was playing at the moment, I kind of just like left it that way. But I can absolutely turn it back. I can probably even turn it back from the actual server
Turn the
page.
beat around.
Like I have like the console commands right on the server page. Yeah, absolutely makes sense. No worries at all. Yeah, like when I like, if you guys like find like my actual little house, my little base area that I was building in, like that's all like at survival mode. Like I didn't do any of that in creative mode.
I wish more games that we played like this were more accommodating to a group setting. Like
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, it's such a nightmare trying to get a bunch of people on Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
There's birds over there. My goodness. Or like even when we used to play Borderlands, it's like you can only play with 4 people.
Yeah, but there's a part of me who's like, but I wouldn't want more people playing some of these games. You know, like some of
Yeah,
them, some of them can be too many people.
that's fair. That's totally fair.
You know, like I don't think I would want a Borderlands with more than 4 people. That would be too many people. And last night, although like do not get me wrong, I had fun last night, but it was overwhelming. There was
It
too
was
many
chaotic.
people. There was too many voices. Boats were crashing into each other because people weren't paying attention. Like, how many times did somebody crash into us while we were while we were standing still selling?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, you guys gotta pay attention to what's going on. Like, there was just too much going. There was too many voices, people speaking over each other,
Well,
and
and
it's
that's
like that's
why
a
I
good
did what I
example.
did
Yeah,
with the whole adjusting. I said,
turning. Yeah,
do your crew higher than everyone else because
yeah,
that's the people you need to hear the most.
yeah, yeah. And now I understand why they like limit or make it difficult to play with that. Like the night before when it was like 6 of us, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
9 was too many people.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of voices and chaos was definitely a bit. I know, and I feel bad. Like it was like even me who doesn't get a lot of sensory overload. Like I don't really suffer from like too much overstimulation. Like, but I was
Like me.
way overstimulated last night. Like I was like, and trying to like really pay attention because we had those people that were trying to PvP us, and like trying to like give people directions, and it was just like it was just too
It was a
much.
lot. It was a lot. Did you storage crate?
Yeah.
Okay. I sold the stuff in this chest, so we can put stuff in it.
Okay. All right, again.
This is nice.
2
All right,
breaks seemed like too
where
much to
go?
me. Then 3, yeah, the two was perfect. 3 was too much. 3 was too much. Oh, it's still marked. Let me look at it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, three was a lot.
Yeah, I believe it's to the east. Oh, you're not
Okie
looking.
dokie. No, I didn't have it open. I was just standing in front of it.
Yeah, plunderer's plight. So we have to go to the
Plur,
east.
plur, plur.
To the east.
Easty. All right, I will
To the east.
turn this.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
What
I
time
suffer
you
from sensory
looking?
overload. Yeah, no, I normally don't. Um, who's the other pirate? This is Baba Yaga Witch. I know her name says Ivory Heart, but don't read that. This is
It's a
Baba
lie.
Yaga Witch.
I only went to public school and I thought that's how you spell it. That's what it is.
Oh my god. But yeah, it was just there was a lot. It was a lot, and I felt bad because Broseph asked to sail before we started
Oh,
stream, and I was just like, it's too much. It's too much.
what?
My brain.
Oh, we are moving. For some reason, I didn't think we were moving. I was like, what's happening?
I was like, why? We're moving.
I don't know why. I just didn't think we were
She
moving. I
does
turned.
stream. She is live right now. Let me...
I'm alive!
Wow.
Currently.
This is her. Oh, I didn't do it. I'm the worst. There you go. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Got invited to a voice chat the other day to help someone with a Poke problem. And then I got there and there was 14 people in voice chat and I just could not. No.
I would cry. I would
No.
cry. That's too much. I get overstimulated, and there are
That doesn't make
times
some
where...
sense if you're going to rack up so much loot. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just, like... There was just a lot. It was a lot. And I felt bad because Chris Chris only joined, like, to be a good sport because we asked him to. Like, he doesn't really enjoy Save Thieves. He doesn't really, like...
You fell off the boat.
Nope, it did it again.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. That's what I figured. I don't even see your name.
Yeah, I'm on the bottom of the fucking ocean right now.
Oh, okay. That would explain... Oh, yeah! There you are!
Make
I
it
was
make
looking out to sea.
sense! Make it make sense!
You're with
This
the
is
mermaids
so
now.
stupid.
You're with the mermaids now. Sad. I don't know what to do. Like, do I anchor?
No.
Oh my goodness. It's time for Freya's dinner.
I don't understand what Spectrum wants from me.
More money, probably. If I had to guess. Oh, you're back! Yay, you're back!
Like, I restarted my router before I started stream. Huh. I did cry for 2 hours after. Oof, poorly.
See, same. Yeah, that's
What
right.
was I...
I get overstimulated, and I have to occasionally deafen. And thankfully, Pink is very understanding and knows that I get overstimulated, and I'm like, I have to stop for a second, collect, and then I'll be back. I just need to, like, deafen and, like... It happens.
Work it out. Too many voices all trying to talk over one another. I gotta get the fuck out. Yeah, it can be rough. It can be rough. Look at that bit rate just plummet right there. I don't understand.
Especially when you're initially, if you're like me and your initial response is to tell everyone to shut the fuck up. And it's like, you don't want to be that person, but that's what your instinct is just shut up! Stop!
I won't let you follow her? Oh, because she must have a two-factor. That's okay. You can still watch.
Oh, I might, yeah, have where it's like a verified, just because it was trying to not get botted.
Yeah. I still got botted, which is fun.
You got the two-factor or no?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so you could, I didn't know that you could still get botted if you're two-factor. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think you have to have a verified email.
Yeah.
I don't have the phone one. I don't think I have the phone number one. I think it's the email. I'm the problem. I'm
He's
always
so tight.
the problem.
It's not you, it's Spectrum. Who would ever get botted? Couldn't be me on my sponsored stream.
I don't even have, what's it called? So if I get botted, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Thank you for the follow. I heard you. Welcome in. Yeah, if I get botted, I don't even know what to do other than cry. What's that? What's
Me.
that?
It was me.
Oh. Me? What? What?
It
Big
was
boom.
me.
The last time I heard a big boom, a ship ran into us. So, scared. Yes, welcome in. Enjoy. War chicken. You disgust me, war chicken. Disgust.
Disgusting.
He's pretty gross. Everybody here knows he's pretty gross. He's actually taking on the monumental task of redoing the roof for the chickens this weekend.
Chimcan.
I have to paint though. I have to paint it to make sure it gets
The
sealed
panic
up.
at the pistol shot, I know. It really doesn't take very much for her. I'm here for it.
Very important question. Did your mom ever get chickens?
No.
No, I thought she was gonna get chickens.
We have a chicken coop in our backyard that's just empty.
Yeah, I thought.
And it gets knocked over every storm and stuff. Yeah, she has big plans. She got big plans. She has big plans. She has big plans.
Big plans.
She's big plans for those chickens, okay?
Big plans. Have you guys had chickens before?
No.
Oh my god!
But don't worry. Don't worry.
Oh,
She watched a YouTube
wow.
video.
Oh yes, Papa Chicken will be there to supervise in the building.
Yeah, she watched a YouTube
But
video, so don't
no,
worry.
my
She's an
god.
expert. She's an expert on
No,
chickens because
no,
she
no, no,
watched a
no, no, no,
video.
no,
Yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah,
Mm, mm, mm.
yeah. Welcome to my life.
Let me fucking tell you, I grew up with chickens. I've
Let me
raised chickens
fucking
the last 3 years.
let me fucking
What a
tell you.
journey.
Let me tell you how many projects my mother has roped me into because of some shit she saw on fucking YouTube. Okay? Okay?
Oh, you are
She
in for a fucking treat. Let
Oh,
me
I
tell
have I
you.
have blatantly straight outright told her I am not taking care of these chickens. I am not helping you take care of these chickens. I am doing nothing at all for these chickens.
I
I'm
pray
not.
you get the bare minimum, because it's the more you get, the harder it is.
It doesn't matter how many she gets because I'm not associating with chickens.
You're associating with one right now.
I am not.
Bugok.
No.
Cluck cluck.
If I find
Bugok.
out if I find out you're a bunch of chickens in a trench coat, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Definitely am not that.
Definitely, definitely not a bunch of chickens in a trench coat. That would be
That's
outrageous.
absurd. Please.
Riveting gameplay here, chat, of me just maneuvering all of our cannonballs around. I
It's
feel like this
very
is how my kids
important.
talk about, not about the chickens per se, but just in the general way. Cluck cluck motherfucker. Cluck cluck mother clucker.
I have right now
Gotta
on
switch
my
in fun
desk
catching it. Thanks so much, HR. Have a good night.
this amazing patch that says, I'll cluck you up with a chicken with a knife. And
You
if
can
that isn't
try.
me to a T, I don't fucking know what is.
You can try.
I'm a chicken with a knife. Listen, I love my birds. I'm just saying. They're a lot of fucking work.
Do this.
I mean, it's true
There
of
we
like any
go.
pet, really. But
And there
the
we
thing about
go.
chickens is
Okay.
they're incredibly dusty. Just so much dust. And I have an allergy to dust, so it's
You
a
sent her a
lot of
whisper?
work.
Okay. She'll check it after stream. She doesn't read them while she's live.
This is true. I don't because I don't have it on my screen. My screens are
I'm
OBS
tired
and my
of all
game.
these motherfucking chimkins in this motherfucking trench coat. Exactly.
How dare you out me like this in front of everyone?
How dare? It's really hard for
Don't
bigger
look
people
at
to
my
not occasionally
peaks
talk
or
over.
my beaks.
Yeah, but it's just hard when like they're not listening to like what is being said because of whatever reason, because they just didn't hear because someone spoke over or whatever. But there were a couple instances where like chaos would be like, all right, you guys do this and you guys do this and we're gonna go do this, and somebody would be like, all right, we're going with you, and it's like, no, we you were just told your directions, like, no. So there was just a lot of talking over and just not listening. So like I said, off stream, I would 100% be willing to do it again. For sure, be willing to do it again. But on stream, I might just limit it to, you know, a
Just
few
the two.
people. Even the forest, when it's like the 6 of us, sometimes can be a lot.
It can, yeah. And I think that's why I said we need to start having just a vague
A plan. Yeah.
Because just going in with nothing is bad.
Yeah.
There's too many voices, not enough like structure. And so
So
it gets rough.
ever so slightly north, but it's essentially going to be
Okay.
on our left side to the north of us.
Okay.
Or ahead of us.
I did
But
not want to turn
you're
that much, but I'm adjusting.
you're
I'm
actually good. If you straighten out here, you're probably
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you're good.
It's just the waves are a little choppy, so I'm trying to not get beat around too much.
I've been in a situation where people are talking over each other, and you're like, we need buckets, and people are like, okay, don't have to shout, but they say it after you sink. We actually, Chaos might be mad about this, but we actually had an instance when we were playing, like last week, and Astro, who is one of our regulars, was on the bottom deck repairing and doing buckets, and he was like, I need help, And Chaos, who is our captain, Captain Chaos, um, was like, "No, you got it." Like he wanted the girls,
You're fine.
me and Yaga. He wanted me and Yaga to stay on the cannons and fight the skeleton ships or whatever that we were fighting, and he wanted Astro to repair and scoop. So Astro's down. And he's like, "I need help." We're on cannons, and Chaos is like, "Nope, you're good. You got this. Like you're fine. Like just keep repairing. Like don't worry about it." And then I go down to help with repairs, and we are mid sinking.
Yeah,
And Astro was like, "I told you I needed help."
But here's what happened. I was coming up from helping in Bucket because Chaos was like, no, get back on cannons. As I was on the second level, I saw 3 holes just go pop, pop, pop. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, and I went down, and I literally, like, I had the in my hand, and I was on it, holding the wood, and it, like, just sent me away. Like, just, like, disconnected, and I was, like, sinking. I was like, oh, okay. He really did need help. And everyone was like, no, it's fine. Just keep shooting. Just keep shooting. It's fine.
That's what's hard about the game is occasionally we have to make executive decisions. Like last night I was like, fuck this, I'm taking the boat out of here and I'm trying to stay away from them and stay behind them.
Yeah.
Because if we get sunk, we're fucked. And so it's like, could we have stayed there and continued to help with the fight? Yes. But I wasn't comfortable with just leaving us like a sitting duck.
Yeah,
so I was like, I'm just gonna keep us out of reach.
When the panic sets in, yeah. That's where like my biggest weakness in this game is the PvP, because that's what I do is I start panicking and I start thinking of like all of the scenarios of like what they can do and like how to counter it before it happens. So like when a lot of people come on, I'm always like they're gonna sink the boat, they're gonna do this, they're gonna drop our anchor, you know. So like I start thinking of all the what ifs and not like just addressing it like as it goes or as it happens.
And that's the other thing is you have to like guess and try and read like what could they do, which is most likely, and how do I address it immediately.
Yeah.
And that's hard. It's hard.
I am definitely more PvE focused, and that's just all around. In pretty much any multiplayer games that I play, any MMOs or anything like that, I usually am very PvE. Obviously, games like Apex and Overwatch and stuff like that, it is PvP. That just is what it is. But I like the world stuff. I love the treasure hunting, and I love.
Is it that big island off the left?
I'm looking. It's on our. It's literally on our right now. Like it's literally on our right now.
Oh, that's it. Shit. Okay, I'll wrap around this rock. I don't want to get hit again.
No, you're good.
R.I.P. for sure. The biggest of our.
But I love the shrines. I love the world events. I love the treasure hunts, the treasuries, like the treasure vaults. I love that stuff. But PvP is just, you know, you have people who do nothing but play this game all day and all night. So like their skill levels are gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Like I work a full-time job. I'm a variety streamer. I don't focus on one game in particular. So I don't have 5,000 hours over the course of the past 5 years playing Sea of Thieves, you know?
Are you saying you haven't played Destiny for 48 days?
I think I've got 300 hours in Destiny. Like
I have in Destiny 2 I have 12
Do I have a game for you? The critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV free up to level 60?
Oh, we gotta put sails up. Oh, we are in the wind. We are speeding. I'm gonna try and get this back sail up. But I'm likely gonna have to wing her back.
But yeah, like I play ESO, I play New World, and all of those are just like not really don't really do the PvPs. The penis versus penis.
You know what it is?
I knew what you were talking about. I knew what you were talking about.
People ruin PvP. If they weren't so fucking toxic and they were like good sports about stuff, it wouldn't be so bad.
Right, like what happened to good games shaking each other's hands at the end?
Yeah, like, and being like, yeah, GG, instead, oh, you're fucking trash. It's like, okay, well, I'd rather be bad at a game than like a shitty human being. Like,
I'm a PvP guy, but I don't like the structured PvP of Hourglass. Give me loot to fight over the heist. Total Agent of Chaos. Eric, you should have been here last night, man. You should have been here last night. Last night was the most PvP I have ever done in the entire, like, 3 years that I've been playing Sea of Thieves. So we managed to get 3
Oh, that pig was a
brigs on the
rabbit.
same server. We managed to get 9 of us on the same
Oh
server.
my.
3 brigs, 9 people.
Oh
We
my.
did Fort of the Damned 7 times. On our 7th time doing Fort of the Damned, a sloop decided
Are we
that
still
they wanted to
drifting?
come for
How are we
us.
still drifting?
And they came, and one of our brigs went out to kind of intercept and to meet up with them, and because Yaga and I were we were the loot boat, so everybody loaded everything onto our boat,
We were the
and then
hussy boat.
we had the other two brigs that were kind of like protection. So we were the loot boat, and then we had the other two that were, you know, protected. So we had this sloop that, when I say they fought so hard, I mean they came back
Whoa!
probably,
Off.
I'm not exaggerating when I say I think they came back 6 or 7 times. And they would get a few good hits on us, do some damage. I do think that they sunk one of the boats once. Like, they came back so many times, so many times, so many times, and we kept beating them because it was 3 brigs versus a sloop. And then what happened was, so another PvP boat, not the sloop, but another separate PvP boat came by.
The brig?
Yeah. And then the sloop literally goes, "Hey, PvP boat, help me kill these dicks." And we're like, "Dicks? Like, you came for us." Like, you came for us. How are we the dicks? You know, we're just defending our treasure. So, yeah, so we PvP'd this one sloop for probably 2.5 hours.
It was a really absurdly long time.
Yeah, and
For them
then
to get literally nothing.
yeah, and they got nothing. They got maybe they got three treasure chests off a boat. Like, they got nothing. Like, they wasted time and resources and the gold that it's gonna cost to repair their ship more than they got from us. But they fought so hard. They fought so hard.
For
and
nothing.
then Spectrum did a Spectrum and disconnected me in the middle of a PvP fight. So when I logged back in, we had sunk. But by that point, we had already sold everything. We had made just shy of 1 million gold, and it was 2:30 in the morning. So we literally just disconnected from the server. Like, this dude probably came back again. Like, he probably came back for like round number 10, and we had just disconnected because we sold everything. We finished everything. We sold all of our, you know, all of our Reaper's chests. We sold all of our chests of fortune. Like, we sold everything. We made almost 1 million gold, and they just kept coming back. He would not stop.
Ow.
Tenacious.
4,500
Yeah,
hours.
when they lose a fight they picked, honestly, and he was like, "Help us fight these dicks," and I was like, "You're the dick.
Whoa.
You were the one." Like, if you came and you fought the first time and you got sunk, and you came back a second time and you got sunk,
They came
don't
back, what, like
keep
3 or 4
coming.
times?
No, they came back like 7 times.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm saying because there was the brig
He's here.
and there
He's here.
was
He's here. He's here. He's here. That sloop's here.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming straight for us.
Yes, he is.
I honestly, do you want to just get off this server?
I want to put some shots on him first.
Okay.
I've got
alright.
some stuff.
Yeah, Good Party's gonna just kill us again. Because we're not prepared.
Oh no!
Yeah.
That's dumb of him. He's got the Reaper's crest. That's not what I wanted.
It's okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep sailing. Keep sailing. Keep sailing. He's taking down our map.
That's fine.
Oh, I just got hit?
Yeah.
I hit him, but yeah, we're getting hit with chain shot and I need to eat.
Yeah. I'd offer you to join you and fight him off. It's okay. Honestly, the PV, like, this is just like, it's the same dude who found us a second time. Like, he's just, like, he's not getting anything from us, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have...
It's really not worth it.
It's not worth, like, I'm not, like, I don't even want to waste
hate
our
this
cannibals.
shit. I would love some help, just because I would love to try to sink him.
I can't. I'm on the boat of the damned.
Oh, you're dead. I didn't know you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, we're sinking. We're already underwater.
It gives, like,
We're
I
already
have nothing
underwater.
else going on in my life. Like, I don't want to leave, no, because, like, that makes him win. He
Yeah.
feels like I can't chase him off. No, keep sinking me. I don't have shit to take. So what are you getting out of it?
He's
You're
under
wasting
here.
your
He's literally
resources.
under here like a fucking idiot. Yeah, he just killed me under.
But it's like he's wasting his fucking resources, and he has people watching him be a fucking dick for what? The sake of being a dick? Congratulations, you're a shitty piece of
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
trash. Like I don't give a
He
shit.
spawn
Keep
camped me in the
fucking sinking us.
under the thing. Yeah.
Under what thing? I need
Under the boat. Like I spawned in on the bottom deck and he
on
spawn
bottom
camped
deck.
me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm not one to be like you're not gonna bully me off of shit. You can keep killing me, but like I'm still playing the game. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it would help if we had a third, obviously, but it is what it is. I'm not worried about it.
No, no.
He
You
can
know
be
what?
a
It
thorn in the
wouldn't
side.
help if we have a third because it's one guy. One guy has taken us out twice. Like I'm
Yeah,
not in the
but
mood
both
to continue to
times,
play.
no, both times it's because we weren't on the ship or paying attention.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So like,
So
it's
a
the
third
same.
person would help because somebody could stay on the ship and keep an eye out and say, hey, we've got someone coming, and we could adjust. What we're dealing with right now, both times, was we were doing stuff and there's no one looking out because we don't have the fucking manpower for it.
So then we can drop down to a sloop.
I mean, that doesn't change the issue of there's still two of us doing stuff and no one's staying on the ship.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's one guy who's taking us out each time. Like clearly, like we're not better than him. So another person's not going to change anything.
I'm not conceding that. I'm not conceding that. We could be better than him. The problem is he keeps catching us off guard. If I have my back turned and you come up and punch me in the back of the head, of course you're going to fucking knock me out.
Yeah.
If I'm facing you and you're with me facing him, our odds are better. But both times he's come up while we're on, like, you were off the boat the first time. This time we were both off the boat and he was in a better position.
Yeah.
I can't, like, that's just what it is. So it's not even a Hugh's better. If he was better, he would not be trying to cheap shot people who aren't even on their boat.
Yeah.
It's easy to sink a boat when no one's fucking on it. And I got hit with a cannonball. So, like, had I hit him with a cannonball, it would have been the same situation we just went through. I'm just annoyed that it's like, bro, like, he's not even, like, it's not even worth it. Like, I'd get it if we had treasure. We didn't even fucking have anything, so he's just doing it to be a fucking shit.
He's just doing, that's why, like, I don't want him to win. Like, I'm not saying, like, get off the server so he wins. I'm saying get off the server so he finds somebody else to pick on, because he's just doing this just for fun. Like, he's just gonna keep finding us. He's just gonna keep, like, he's not doing it because we're any sort of threat.
So then let's switch it up and let's go fucking chase him. Fuck him. He's got the chest. It's easy to see him. He's sitting there right now. Or at least that should be him, because he had the Reaper's Bounty chest.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go after him with the intention of going after him and we get sunk, then fine, whatever. But like, he keeps getting us while we aren't paying attention.
Now, here's the thing. He's going to think he's won if we continue to go for him. This is just going to fuel him. He's going to sell his thing, and he's just going to keep doing it. He's already gotten us twice.
Not if we get to Reaper's hideout and camp on
If you want to try to go to Reaper's, go for it. But this single dude has taken us out twice already. I have no internet.
I don't even know where we are in conjunction to any of that. Let's see. So it says the chest is just sitting there.
Yeah, because he's probably baiting. I see him right there. I see him.
Where is Reapers?
He's right there. I see him.
Smugglers.
He's coming back for us again. He's right there.
Oh, he's heading for us?
He's on the other side of that rock over there.
Okay, well then, we'll fucking... Why ship no go? Oh, that's why. Pop, pop, pop. Bam. What these? I don't know why that was being so slow. Don't need that. I just don't understand the fucking need for people, like, you have nothing else going on in your life. You can't find any amount of enjoyment other than trying to, like, oh, I'm gonna bully people. Like, okay, cool.
And
I
that's
could
that's
like
part
focus
of
on
the
bullying
reason why I
people.
like don't even want to engage, because it's just like this is what he does. This is fun for him. Us engaging is just gonna be fun for him.
I just want to set him on fire.
Well, we can try to set him on fire.
Oh. I will run the boat into him, set him on fire, jump on, and just bomb the fuck out of his boat. I have no idea where he is.
Well, he was on the other side of that to the...
Yeah, if he has the Reaper chest, and
He doesn't. I don't think he does.
oh, okay, because he had. I saw
He
the red
did
beacon
have
on
it.
his
I know
boat,
he had
yeah.
it.
But I
If
don't
anything,
know.
he's using it as bait.
Yeah.
Hi, Biggie! Oh, yeah, it's been one sweat in particular who apparently just has it out for us.
They're thirsty, just thirst trapping.
Yeah. But yeah, he's over there. As soon as he sees us, he's just gonna beeline for us anyway.
Yeah. Do you know the direction? Like,
I mean, he was on the other side of that rock straight ahead of us, but I lost sight of him, so I don't know.
okay. We're going into wind as usual, so. Yeah, just keep an eye out. As per usual. I don't even know what that would be under.
Sounds miserable. So you'll have fun. And then I go maybe as Hastings putting this game, and then I see this, and I'm just like, nope, I made the right decision. Yeah, this is not fun.
This is the downside to this game, is when you get players like this who it's like, all they want to do is just like, oh, I'm gonna sink you just because I feel like it, and
Yeah.
you know, fuck you. Not because, like, they're getting anything out of it, literally
Right, like
anything.
last night, like that was like we had so much loot, like that was so justified. Like that fight
Yeah.
was like a fight that was like all of us were defending, like that was a fight. This
Yeah.
is not a fight. This is a toxic player who's taking advantage of us trying to not engage in PvP and just trying to play the game.
100%.
And honestly, this is not fun, and I don't want to play anymore.
Oh, they're over there,
Over where?
off the left. They're the beacon in the sky.
Oh, yep, there he is. Going to him, or are we going to Reapers?
I'll try and cut them off the best I can. I just gotta get around these rocks. I just want to set them on fire for the sake of setting
I
them on
loved
fire.
playing GTA Online because the shit, and Sea of Thieves for that. It's the same reason I hate invasions in Elden Ring. Yeah, so there's a streamer that I watch who is doing a series with her community, and she's doing escort missions in Elden Ring. And basically, she can't fight anything. So people have to come in, like, she hosts at her game, and people come in, and they fight for her, and they defend her, or whatever. She gets invaded during those things all the time. Like, she literally is like, I'm just trying to make a YouTube series. Like, people are invading me all the time.
Stand, like, there are so many amazing games, and there's so much to do in those games. Why the fuck would you spend your time doing this dumb bullshit of, like, I'm just gonna be an asshole? Like, of all the things you could spend your time doing, that's what you choose to do?
Yeah.
That is wild to me.
Like, you could PvP in dedicated PvP sessions, but no, you just want to attack people who literally have no interest in PvP, because what? It makes you feel big, because you beat people who literally... Exactly, Biggie,
Yep.
exactly. Like, put your PvP flag on, turn your hourglass on, and go fight people who want to fight you. But instead, they see people who have no interest in engaging in PvP, and we're just doing a little treasure hunt, and, like, they just found us twice. Like, it's
But
just
that's
so...
the only way they can win is for people like
Right.
we have
And
no
that's what I
interest in
said.
fighting, and they're like, oh well, so you, I'm gonna fight you, and I'm gonna win. It's
And
like, is
that's what
that
I
the
said. I
literal
said
only
that in
way?
my tweet. I said that in my tweet earlier. I said, let's be real. These people who act like this on, I'm just going to call this main seas. Main seas. People who act like this on main seas get their asses handed to them in PvP seas. And that's why they have to act like this in the main seas. Because they can't PvP with people who actually want to PvP, because they get their asses kicked. That dude probably cannot fucking hold his own in Hourglass. Like, he probably gets his
100%.
ass handed to him in Hourglass. Fortunately, this in Dark Souls 3, you're more likely to get invaded when you have the ability to summon other people. Yeah, like, I get it because it's online. Like, I get it. I understand. Like, I wish people would I wish people would just, like, I understand. I understand why it's this way. I understand this is the game. I understand. I still
Shouldn't
disagree
be.
with it, and I
Yeah, it
still
shouldn't
think
be
that
this way.
it's not. Yeah, it shouldn't be this way. And I feel like, especially with PvP, it should be something that you opt into. It should
Yep.
always be something that you opt into. You should never be able to just be PvP'd for no reason whatsoever. Like, especially when I was learning this game, I got sunk more when I would be like, I'm a new player, or, when my friend would be like, this is my friend's first time on the seas, I'm just trying to teach her. I got sunk more as a new player than I do now, and I get sunk all the time still.
He starts
It's true, and the game
somewhere.
doesn't have a
So
way to differentiate those
shit
want
on
to PvP
people
from
who
just chilling.
are
Yeah.
starting is so like fucking like lazy. Like, you can't even fucking shit on people who are at your level. Like, you're literally having to go people that are new,
Yeah.
and you think you're like, look at me, I'm so superior. Cool, that's like slapping a kindergartner. Of
Yeah, and
course
there's
you're
no
gonna fucking be
matchmaking.
superior.
There's no matchmaking on the sea, so it's like,
That's
but for sure it really
wild,
sucks.
absolutely
Yeah.
wild.
That shit made people just seethe and mauled and scream when I said this word for word about Elden Ring. Just because free kills. I know, it's free kills. It's all it is. It's free kills. Are we doing the shrine, or are we going to this dude?
We're trying to cut him off, but I don't know.
He's
I'm
far.
trying to do it. Well, yeah, because we're sailing into the wind.
Yeah, I know.
Because we're always, it doesn't matter what fucking direction we go, we're always sailing into the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes zero sense. Like, how does that work?
But yeah, so it's just like, it really turns me off to a lot of games that if I haven't been playing since day one, I'll never catch up. Like, I have been grinding so much in Destiny 2, and I will never catch up. I will never catch up. I will never hit light level. I will never be able to run Grandmaster shit because I can never get powerful enough because I haven't been playing the game for 8 years. So I can never catch up and I can never get ahead because this game punishes new people.
Well, the game, but also the fucking
Yeah, but
community.
Biggie, I am not even getting drops. My drops, my drops are not, the level of my drops is not increasing, and I can't do anything at a higher difficulty to get more drops because I'm too weak. Like, I am stuck. When I say I am stuck, I am hard fucking stuck in Destiny right now. I can't do anything that's more challenging to get better drops because I'm too weak, because my armor is too weak, because I don't have drops, because I can't get drops, because my armor's too weak. There's two. Oh, it's a skelly.
It's bullshit that people like this can do this shit and it's fine, but like, we mind our business and we're dicks.
Yeah.
Logic. Gamer logic. There we go, now we got something. Okay, weird. The beacon's gone. Oh no, there it is.
No, it's
I
there.
guess the light was hitting weird. On my screen, it like disappeared for a sec. I was like, hello? Is he fighting that
No, he
skeleton
turned
shit?
around. Did he drop the chest?
I don't know.
I think he
Kind
dropped
of.
the chest.
It kind of looks that way, right?
He's just sitting. He's baiting.
Karen, I'm gonna set him on fire. I like how that's. I'm like, all I want to do is set him on fire. I have problems. Apparently, I'm an arsonist.
No, you're busy with work, friends, streaming, other games, but Offer always stands to help you out. Not even carry you, just show you ways to maximize. I appreciate it. And that's not even what it is. Like, I have, like, and this. I'm not being dismissive, but I have friends who play Destiny. Like, I have friends who have sent me YouTube videos of builds, and like, it's just I can't get there.
Yeah,
I
sometimes
can't
the
get the
drops just
drops
fuck you.
to get
Yeah.
there. Like, and when I say I am the most poor in Destiny that I have ever been, I mean to the point where like I get a drop and I'm already breaking it down for legendary shards because I have no legendary shards because I'm trying so hard to get any drops or any rolls of anything I can use. Like I'm, upgrading my gear to get my light level up. Like I am just in a cycle right now. I'm so close to 1800. Like I think I'm like 1795 or something like that. Like I'm so close to 1800.
I'm confused.
What are you confused
I
about?
don't. I don't see the ship, but I see the beacon.
Because he dropped it. Because he dropped it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but I'm
He's
saying
right
I
there.
don't
He's
see.
there. Yeah, he's
I
over
can't.
there.
Where is there? There means nothing. There
Coming
he is.
to
Okay.
us.
There we go. Well, here's the thing. I can't. The ship front was up in the air, so I couldn't see anything in front of us.
Yeah, he's got his half sail. I got his sail up. Sail down. Sail up.
You watch it not even be the same boat. That would be so sad. Just come over and I set it on fire and it's not
No,
even
it's
him.
the
I would
same.
feel so
It's
fucking
the same
bad.
one.
I know, but I'm just saying it would be. I'd feel like a jerk. Be like, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else. I don't even know what his name is.
It starts with an M. Since I don't play, I'm gonna probably help you. I know, and there's no trading in Destiny either, which is kind of crazy if you think about it.
Of course, we're going into the wind because that's what always happens. I fucking hate this game just because it doesn't matter what direction we go. We are always going into the wind.
Yeah.
And the waves are against us, of course, because wind.
Yeah, the chest is literally, like, in the middle of the water there. Yeah, I'm almost gonna just guarantee that that's him. Why else, like, would he drop the chest? And I don't understand all this Destiny talk. I play Destiny and I don't understand it.
There's not much to understand. Trying to make it sure we get close enough that if you want to shoot cannonballs, you can do that, but I can throw fire. Blaze us on fire.
We should just take the chest and just go.
Yeah, but I don't know that we could get there before he tries to fuck with us. Because with the wind,
Yeah.
and there's only 2 of us, it's just kind of like, every time we get in these situations, it's like, the wind's not in our favor, and it ends up being in their favor, and it pisses me the fuck off. I wish we had curse balls, that'd be great.
Oh, damn, Reapers is
Far.
not close. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
far, but
He's
it's
going,
not
he's
super
going,
close.
he's going.
Going where?
In front of us, kind of.
Wonderful. Oh, he's leaving.
I'm trying to put us so that we're a little more in the wind than him, so we should be
he's
catching
gonna-
quick.
I would almost bet
he's
he'll
not going
anchor
into the
and
wind.
yank. He's gonna ank and yank.
He can yank all he wants. can yank off all he wants.
RNG screwing you over? Well, people can help that. Maybe gather loot. Doesn't guarantee better levels, though. I know. Have you thought about just playing the game and just getting better at playing the game? And you're like, I would love to just play the game and get better, but the whole loot situation, you know?
Like, even being a sloop, how he's going faster than us, his sail is not in the wind at all. Both of ours are. Like, that makes zero fucking sense. Look at our sails. How does that track? It doesn't.
You're gonna be getting power from powerful pinnacle engrams, which only come from bounties. I'm sorry if I sound pushy, it's not my intent. I just started in March, and it was hard, but I've gotten myself to 1810 without my seasonal artifact. See, but also, and a lot of that is simply playstyle. If you are better in certain aspects of shooter games than I am, you'll have an easier time than I will. You know? I think did he anchor?
So
is he moving?
Yeah, because here's the thing. Look at how his sail is. It's just straight on. Look at where the wind's hitting on our sails, and we still can't catch. Tell me how that makes sense. I'm sorry, that seems like it's hacking, no? He's getting away from us, though. Look how far he is from us. If he had his anchor down and we have our wind in our sails right now, how would he be moving? We're not getting closer. He's got to be fucking hacking or some shit. Because on my screen, I don't know about yours, his sail is straight.
His boat is not moving. It's just like gliding across the water.
That's why I'm saying he's fucking hacking.
But how do you hack this game?
I don't fucking know, because look, okay. If
I'm not doubting, I just don't understand. Like,
I don't know, but am I wrong? I don't care if it is a sloop. His sail is not in the wind at all, but it's showing as full. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, he's turning now. I don't even see him on his wheel.
Bro,
this game makes me sad seeing someone have such reflection. Yeah,
This makes no fucking sense. This is so fucking stupid. Like, if I have wind in 2 sails and he has no wind.
See, here's the thing. And I didn't mention this at the time because I didn't think of it. But when we were sinking, the last time he sunk us, just now, when I was underwater, I was swimming because I was underwater and I was trying to repair it. He was walking, feet on the ground walking.
He's hacking. He's straight hacking.
He's getting hit by the volcano. Honestly, if he is hacking, I don't want to engage because it's just going to waste all of our resources.
I'm like, where's Chaos? Where's Chaos to explain what
literally the only, like, none of our crew is on right now.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just like, this makes zero fucking sense, you know? Like, how is it I can have wind in both my sails and we can't catch?
Yeah, I do. I think I've played Crucible maybe twice, Biggie, honestly. And it's like, I just feel like I can't do anything. I can't do anything because I'm getting 1 or 2 shot in everything. If I do any legendary campaign, if I do any, you know, nightfalls that have pinnacle drops, like, I'm just getting decimated. Like, and I have, you know, my friends have looked at my armor and they're like, your armor stats are fine. But I'm literally just, like, getting
fire.
1 and 2 tapped. Like, I'm literally just, like, I walk. I can't even do... Here's an example. I can't even do a legendary lost sector. I walk into a lost sector and I'm just demolished. A legendary lost sector, I mean.
It's definitely on fire.
No, he's on fire.
Yeah, he's definitely on fire.
That's why I'm concerned that he's in the water somewhere. Because I did not see him on his wheel. On his whatever, his capstan, his wheel, whatever. But there's no mermaids that I see.
No.
And he's just going straight. Like, he hasn't moved.
Good.
Wait, hold on. We might be going to the edge of the map. Like, we might actually not even want to pursue this. Yeah, we're getting close to the edge of the map. We're not there yet, but we're getting there.
Fire bad.
I think he just literally, thinking poorly,
abandoned his ship.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
It's possible.
Because he's gone in one straight direction. His boat's on fire. You know,
Is it
like
still on fire? No, it's out.
It's out. But I mean, it could go out anyway.
Can
I don't know.
Hold on. Oh god, turn away, turn.
Legendary Lost Sectors will beat your ass if you're not at minimum 1810. I tried at 1800 and consider myself pretty good, and it wiped me easy. 1815. But I'm not even talking about like Lightfall now. Like I'm talking about before. Like I'm talking about Witch Queen. I'm talking about Beyond Light. I'm talking about for as long as I've been playing. Like I was max light level before they raised light level.
I mean, worst case scenario, push him off the fucking map. I don't give a shit.
This is so sus.
Oh, 100%.
Like, where is he going?
I don't know, but I am fairly confident he's fucking hacking, just because there's things that aren't tracking. I mean, what happens when you do reach the edge of the map?
You die?
Do you really?
Yeah, there's like nothing there, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where he's going, but we're close to the edge. Like literally.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still ahead. He's still there. I don't have much more I want to say because I know you're frustrated. I don't want to add more, but I know. But I would love to sit down and see if there's anything I can. I know your friends have helped, but more eyes is always good. I can always send you next time I'm on if I remember. I can always just send a screenshot.
Turning.
Yeah, he is turning. Yeah, he's turning. He's coming towards us now. I can always send a screenshot of what I've got. You know.
Oh, once we've got attention on it, he suddenly is like running the entire time. That's what I find funny. Is this guy who was like, oh, they're not on the boat, I'm gonna fuck with them. Now that we're on the boat, he's like,
Yeah, I just guess we'll see what happens when we catch up with him. I mean, he's literally not missing. He's not missing his shots, you know.
well, he's chain shotting like the entire time.
That's what I'm saying, he's not missing.
I can't see him now.
He's in front of that rock, he's just blending in.
No, I'm just saying because the front of the boat, you're higher up than I am.
Oh,
so
yeah.
being at the back, I can't see.
Yeah, he's coming out of the rock now.
Okay.
Where the fuck is he going?
This just kind of verifies the.
He's pushing us off the. He's pushing us off the map. If the water starts to turn red, turn, because that's the end.
Turning.
Yeah, this is the edge of the map right here.
I'm pushing.
Yeah, he's got his sails up.
Like he thinks he's fucking slick, and he's
I
not.
thought the map looped around. It does not. It quite literally ends, and you can sail off of it and die. Yeah, he's over there. He's at that little post over there.
He literally is like, I'm just gonna go. No, you're not. You're gonna me do shit. I'm gonna inconvenience the fuck out of him though. Cause he had that chest. And now he doesn't.
He dropped it. I literally saw him drop it.
Yeah. So it's like, if it was worth it. So yeah, you see him? That is so cold. I don't see him.
I don't, because I... Oh yes, he's over there. Yeah, I see him. His sails are still up. His sails are down.
Where is he? Off right?
To the left. He's about to be
left.
straight in front of us. He is straight in front of us now. Now he's on our right. On our right there. This is not gonna go in our favor, but we'll see. Yaga's bitter and she wants to fight someone.
Worst scenario, a Kraken shows up. Which would also be the best case scenario.
It would be cool, but not likely because I am here and I can't see a Kraken.
This seems like a good Kraken spot, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's way over there still.
That's him all the way under the moon, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Krakens are phobic. Yeah, they're straight phobic.
Crack phobes?
They're straight phobic. Oh, I got kicked.
Oh no!
I didn't even lose internet. I just got kicked.
I mean, that's what happened to me last night. You joined!
Must have been too good. Well, we know that's not the case. Well, we know that that's not the case.
But what if it is?
It's not. That's about to explode.
I know. I'm getting us more sails.
Where is he?
Last I saw he was like up and ahead of us on the little bit on the right, but it's hard to tell because it gets so fucking foggy.
Yeah.
He might be behind one of the rocks on the right. I don't know.
Yeah, I see him over there. How black does the water get when the Kraken comes?
Oh. Good question. Plan. I ram him out of the map.
If only it worked like that. Alright, he's heading straight towards us now. He's on the. He's like up. He's in front of us above the waves.
Yep. I see him. He's just a little dot of suckage.
Hi, Knight. Welcome in. How are you? Way out there and did these things.
How far are we from the edge of the map? Because, like, fuck, he is literally...
He's kissing it. I think, I honestly... I don't understand what he's doing. Like, there's nothing out there. He's baiting us. Don't go.
Turning, like, I'm just trying to keep our broadside on him and push him further and further out.
Yeah, there. He's there. He's got to be in the Red Sea. Like
I don't see him. I don't see him.
He's gone. He died. He sailed off the map. He killed himself. Because we are at the edge. We're at the edge. There's nothing here. The sea is gonna start turning red.
Okay. And now I've bullied someone off the map. Okay, so here's my thing. Motherfucker came up twice while we weren't on the boat, and when he knew that he had the advantage because we weren't on the boat or we were otherwise engaged. But the second we were ready to meet him and be like, okay, 1v1 us, what did he do? He rather run off the map than even try to fight us while we're on the fucking boat.
Hi, Nader. Going off to the shore of gold. Attempted. Oh, well, let's see.
So
he's trying to stop you from doing stuff, maybe.
Well, I did what I wanted, which was he's off the map. He died.
Yeah. Did you hear?
We sunk him.
Did you hear that Twitter? I did. I'm hoping. I don't want to be mean, but I'm hoping that means I'll finally get the pink soul handle. Get the shore of gold. That does not exist. The edge of the map is death.
Listen, I count that as us sinking him because instead of like his boat sunk, it sank. He chose death over fighting us. So I feel vindicated because at least anytime
I've gone to the edge of the map, the sea turns fucking red, and like you like sink. So unless there's some secret that I don't know about, there's some secret shores of gold,
or this hacker hacked.
The sea turns red and you sink. Is what happens when you go to the edge of the map.
It should summon the Kraken, honestly.
There is. Interesting.
And we're doing what we usually do, which
the
is
top left corner? The part that's all grayed out? This corner over here? Oh, top left? Yeah, this part right here. It's all grayed out. Oh, shores of gold, yeah. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get there. It's fine. We'll save it for when we've got our full crew.
At the end of the day.
So good. But yeah, but the rest of the map, the rest of it for sure. Like, if you go any of the rest of this, you die. Like, for sure you die if you go any of this. I've had it happen. I don't want to talk
it happened to me.
I don't want to talk about it.
I hated it. Also, that whole time, no Meg.
No Meg, no Kraken.
This game is rigged.
Interesting.
I wonder how hard it is to kill a Kraken. I mean, it's gotta be harder than a Meg, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. One day we won't have to sail into the wind. I'm just gonna turn this way because I don't want to deal with that.
Are you guys looking for a Meg or a Kraken? I want a Kraken interaction. I have only seen the Kraken in the overworld, the main seas, whatever, from a distance. I've seen the Kraken from a distance in like the overworld, whatever. And then the Pirates of the Caribbean tall tale, I've seen that Kraken. But I have never like my boat has never been attacked by a Kraken. It is a Destiny headset. It's the new SteelSeries Arctis 7 Lightfall headset. And I don't know if you can tell, but it like changes color, like purple and pink and blue. It is. I love it. It's so dope. Do you want to know how the Kraken spawns? When there's no other world events, or when there's like so many world events or something like that. Yeah, we've had it. I've been here when it spawns, but it just spawned on the boat that we were PvPing, so I only saw it like from a distance. And then there's like there's like the tall tales and stuff. Yeah, Life
Okay,
also
so
good. I had a blast with it. It was a lot of fun. I thought it was kind of short.
What do we want to do? Do we want to go to a different server? Because I have to use the bathroom. Or do we want to try and continue on this one?
We can swap servers and start our thing again.
Okay. Yeah. I will go to my crew and
we can just go to the main just go to the main menu. Leave game.
Go to the main menu.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll just go to the main menu right now.
All right.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. No, I've been.
I have to use the bathroom.
Sure. I've been playing for about 3 years, Night. But there was a long period of time. Like I played like 3 years ago for a few months, and then I stopped playing for like a really, really long time, and then I got back into it about maybe 6 or 8 months ago. So I know the basics of the game. It's just I have to kind of learn like the things that have changed since. Oh my gosh, my internet. There we go. Okay. So, I don't know what we heard because my internet decided to do internet things because it's wonderful. So I know the basics of the game. I know like the general how to play. But it's just I just have to learn like the things that were updated since I think the last time I played was season 5 or 6. So it's just been a little while, so I just have to relearn a couple things and what's new and what they've added. But for the most part, I know how to play the game. What are you guys doing? We're getting her pirate legend, or we're working towards her pirate legend. So we have to run some Order of Souls quests, some Souls Emissary. The new stuff, yeah. The new stuff. So, and I don't actively PvP. Like, I don't go out and run Reaper and pick fights and stuff like that. So, like, I don't do, like, any of the Hourglass. I don't do, like, the Hourglass PvP. Like, I pretty much only PvP if it's essentially, like, defending my loot. Like, if I don't have loot on board, I'm probably not even gonna waste the resources to defend.
I returned.
You're back?
I'm back. I do pee.
Okay.
Must make pee-pee.
You must make the pee-pee?
Must make the pee-pee. Pee-pee. I forgot. I have my hussy outfit on from last time when we were playing.
Well, because you're part of this crew, so, you know.
I cannot join you.
I'm not there
My life is over.
Now it is there.
It is.
I don't want to dox my friends, so I have to change the scene.
I don't care.
No, I'm not gonna dox you on purpose. Pink's PvP-ness is not used very much. No, my PvP-ness definitely has blue balls.
Keep your PP to yourself.
My PvP-ness has blue balls.
Oh my goodness.
It has blue balls. Guys, I am so close to vacation. I'm so close to vacation.
How close? Yeah.
How close are you? I just have to make it through the week. Oh, internet.
So hot in this room, and I don't know why. I'm going to melt. I'm going to melt.
Honestly, it's so ridiculous the amount of lag that I'm having right now. Dang, that's crazy. Alright, so we're at what, Merrick? Yeah, Merrick. We're at Merrick.
Oh, wait, no. That's not what I wanted. My bad. I'm trying to fix that thing, but I don't know how to do it right now. I don't know how to.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to fix the, here's the thing. I don't have good memory retention, so I will go in, do something, and then months later, if I have to edit it, I have to, like, search through all of the stuff, for the two-factor authentication crap. Like, I don't remember where that is.
Are you trying to do it for followers?
Yeah.
It's gonna be on your dash. We can do it after. We can do it after
Yeah.
stream.
I just figured because I was loading in, so I was like,
Yeah.
loading. But yeah, it's
Looks
one
like
of
it's
those where
frames.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I see it in OBS. It's frames dropping. I see it, but it's just frustrating because it's like there's no reason for it, and that's what's frustrating me, you know. Mock Wahlberg coming in with a party of 9. What's up, friend? How was your stream? How was Tower Untie? Tower Untie! Dun-dun-dun! Dun-dun-dun!
I fixed it.
Mock, how was your stream?
I fixed it.
Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you, my friend. I hope you had a good strizzle stream. Tell me about Tower Unite. What is Tower Unite? I mean, I'm gonna guess it's probably like a tower defense game, right?
I'll bet there.
Probably. But welcome in, raiders.
Did you get a
Thank you for being here.
Otherwise, I will buy one.
I did not. I got a raid. So I will be back in literally a second.
I will buy one. And
Okay.
I will go do that.
Okay. Welcome in, raiders. Thank you for being here. If you do not know who I am, hello, hi, welcome in. My name is Krista, or Pinksel. Most people just call me Pink. I am a variety streamer. I play a little bit of everything, ranging from things like Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and everything in between. I have a very quick video that I like to show when we get a raid to see if this is someplace that maybe you want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, see what we're about, what to expect, and all that jazz. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions?
We were like 2 seconds away from the bike song.
I want to ride my bike! Hey, look, Nate. It's Uranus. I am Cat. I can help you. Look at that donk. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. And then they show up and we talk about booty.
I wanna be forever.
How are her boobs not falling out?
First you're like, yeah, then you're like, yeah.
You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. I really messed up, didn't I? I made bad choices. Coming! What if you just, like, collected a bunch of farts? Are you pooping? Bees! Go, bees! Yes. I want to die right now. I'm gonna go drown. Yeah! Solid. Nobody's looking at my pee-pee. So cute. Perceive my booty, arg. I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream. I shoot them my gun. Antidepressant. Is it working?
I want to be haunted by Marcia. Oh.
I'm trying to make the poop.
All right, where's Davy Jones?
Oh my gosh, my monitor.
What
Nate,
I had said.
Why are you like this? I couldn't make this up if I tried. That won't and can't go wrong.
You could go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
Here's another thing.
Bye. I shoot them like gun. Hi, Valk. Welcome in. How are you? I return.
Wait, several rufflets.
Okay.
You return. Welcome back.
I
was going
return.
right. I am looting, and I
You're
also
looting?
I hit the Order of Souls while I was.
Oh, okay. I will. Wait, did I? I don't think I did.
Oh,
think I
what Orders of Souls? I don't.
I
think
just
you
couldn't
did.
remember if I did when I spawned in or not.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't.
It's okay. It's
It takes me
literally
longer
right
to
here.
spawn in.
It's right here. Valk, how are you? Let me see what Mock says here. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It was lovely. It's based off Gary's Mod Tower. It's almost everything you can think of to play. It's got bowling, mini golf, off-brand racing games, a full-blown casino. Wait, what?
I don't like bowling. I got my thumbs.
Wait, you
stuck
don't
in a
like
bowling
bowling?
ball.
I love bowling.
I got my thumb stuck in a bowling ball and almost dislocated my thumb.
Well, you're not supposed to like all the way, but I get it. I get it. I get it.
I wasn't trying to. It just happened, and it hurted.
Zaz-
and then everyone was
Zaz
like,
is
"Why
the
did you drop the
best,
ball?" Because
honestly.
it tried to rip my thumb off.
Honestly, if you have, if there is somebody in my chat that has either a diamond or a mod sword next to them, just know that they are very good people, and they are very supportive and kind. And so if you come across somebody in my chat with a diamond or a sword, just know that they're good people. And if they bless you in your chat too, then that's just even better.
All I heard was diamond and sword, and I thought of Pokemon.
Diamond and sword. Downside to the bowling is it doesn't have a bumper lane. Uninstall. Uninstall. Not worth.
No
Uninstall.
bumper, no play.
So when the Wii, the Nintendo Wii came out, my ex-boyfriend and I played the ever-living shit out of Wii Sports. And we would go hard. Like, we would go hard. Like, we would be, like, throwing, and we would... So, I remember the first, like, week or, like, two that we had the Wii, our shoulders and our arms hurt so bad because we would Wii bowling, and I'd be, like, slamming! And then, like, our friend came over one time, and he played on the couch. I don't even have a Joy-Con to, like, show you. And he played on the couch, and he, like, had his arm like this one time, and he just went... With his hand, he just, like, flicked his wrist with his hand and, like, bowled a strike in Wii Bowling, and we were like, wait, wait, you don't have to, like, over-exaggeratedly, like, move your hands or whatever.
But did you get buff? Did you get super buff?
No, because it was just one arm.
So you'd have one buff arm and then
No,
one,
it wasn't even buff. My
arm?
shoulder would just hurt for, like, a week.
Aww.
Physically standing over your Wii, like, literally, I'm like, it's golf! Yeah. But we also had, like, those little plastic things that you would put over your Wiimote to, like, turn it into stuff. So, like, we had, like, the golf one, and we had, like, the baseball bat and the tennis racket. 2005 was a wild time, my dudes. Wait, you don't have to shatter your arm? Exactly. He has a hacked controller, obviously. When I learned to flick, it was a game changer. Literally. We would play, and we would be playing tennis, and then you'd be like, flick, flick, and then you'd have to turn, and you'd be like, flick, flick, flick. Like, I played, Twilight Princess, Zelda Twilight Princess, and you're supposed to be like, heh, 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 you know, and I'll be like, just like a little flick of the wrist. So, here's a throwback. Nobody knows this game except for those people who were here for was it my 1-year anniversary or was it my 100 followers? I think it was my 100 followers. So I don't think anybody was here except for maybe Steph. There is a game. There's 2 games. It's a series. I'm just trying to get the dust off my mic. I'm sorry. Okay. So there's 2 games. They're a series, and it's for the Nintendo Wii, okay? And they are called Endless Ocean. And they are a relaxation, nature exploration, scuba diving game.
Relaxing? Who relaxes?
Okay? You literally scuba dive in the beautiful ocean, and you swim up to fish, and you pet the little fish, and you feed the little fish out of your hands, and you take little pictures, and it's just like, I would literally just vibe out to this game for hours, okay? Hours.
This is riveting gameplay. I know.
No,
So
hold on.
riveting.
I have to. Okay, we're gonna use.
No, I'm talking about what I'm doing. I'm talking about what
I'm gonna
doing.
use a brush. I'm gonna
Thank
use
you
a
for the
brush for
follow.
demonstration. Okay, because there's a
Appreciate
visual
you.
aspect to
Welcome
the story.
in.
So,
How are you
in
doing?
order to discover the fish in this game, you would have
Oh my
to
God.
shake your Wiimote to symbolize like your hand, like hi fish, hi fish. So
I'm making a face. You can't see it, but
so
sus.
you would have to shake your Wiimote to hi fish. But I would play this game. I would play this game laying on my couch, and I would be like, hi fish, with it like in my lap. And my roommate would come home and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'd just be like,
jerking it
hi
to
fish.
Yeah, just jerking it to fish.
Hi fish. So
We learned something
wait,
new
no,
about
there's
me
more.
today.
There's more to this story. Okay. So the further into the game you would get, the harder it would be to discover fish, okay? So you would have to like feed them and take pictures of them and like pet them for like longer periods of time to like discover them, okay?
Oh, building up stamina. Got it.
Right. So there's this one fish, okay? I'll never forget this motherfucker. It was in the deep, deep, okay? And the deep is like the second to last level, okay? Because it's so hard to get because you need to unlock like the scuba suit that goes down to the deep. You need to get the lights. Like, okay, the deep is fucking hard to get to, okay?
I am refraining
Shut
from
up!
so many comments.
Shut up! Shut up! So, okay. 2005 was a wild fucking time. Okay, so listen. So you go to the deep, right? And it's exactly like Subnautica. Like stuff like flies up in front of you and it's like scary as shit, okay? So there is this one fish. It's an ugly ass anglerfish. You know the thing with the little like the little thing that you know the little thing, okay?
It's Noggin Doodler.
Yeah, a noggin doodler, and he goes okay. So anyways, so that motherfucker would not get discovered. I would be sitting there and I'd be like fucking jacking it so fucking hard, okay? And it would not discover this fish. Like, I would feed it, I'd take pictures, I'd fucking jack this fish off, okay? Right? Nothing.
And you can't figure out why it didn't
No.
want to be discovered?
No, so listen. So there's one day where I was like, I'm going to get this fish. Like, my only goal for today's Endless Ocean session is to get this fish, discover this fish. So I'm laying on the couch, doing my thing, and I'm literally screaming, be my friend! And my roommate comes home and sees me jacking my Wiimote screaming, be my friend!
What? Okay, what I'm hearing is you aggressively jacked a fish and then wondered why it didn't want to get discovered, why it was hiding from you as you were screaming and jacking the fish?
So, I still never discovered that fish, by the way.
Did you ask before you started jacking it? Maybe that's why.
Listen, in the deep, no one can hear you scream.
But everyone can see you jacking it.
No. No.
Oh, yes, yes.
You had to jack it to recharge your laser katana. I feel like that's why they got away from that that design of controller.
In chat.
I feel like that's why they got rid of that design of controller.
Because you were jacking fish and
because too many
void.
people were jacking it. Yeah. All right, here's a
Really
skeleton baddie on the thing.
Got it.
There's a quest.
A quest. Got it.
A quest. Jacket. Make everyone jacket without consent. Listen. Sometimes you just had to recharge, and sometimes you just needed to be discovered. You know.
I don't know.
2005 was fucking wild, bro.
You're saying
all right, hold on a second.
I'm confused.
Hold on a second. I might get sued for this.
Oh no.
I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to see, like, I want you to see this game. Hold on, can we do like deep?
I'm over here like, all I heard is someone sat on the couch jerking it to fish. And, you know...
Oh yeah,
not
and there was
listening.
like some. Can you guys hear the music? It was like some Enya
Hey guys,
bitch
it's Matt here
too.
with the IGN
I don't care,
Nintendo
Matt.
team.
I don't care,
We want
Matt.
something very different.
Look at this.
Something
Look at
that
this
doesn't
shit.
follow the
Enya
old templates
bitch.
and kind of feels a bit
Look,
more like
some
you know,
Enya
again, like
bitch.
So you would
Pokemon
feed
Snap,
them
maybe.
and you take a picture of
Think
them.
Endless
So
Ocean
look,
is
hold
gonna
on.
be
I
right
want
up
them
your
to
alley.
just. I want you to
This
see.
title was developed out of Japan by Arika, which made the
Look at
Ever Blue series on
2005. It's
PlayStation 2.
beautiful. And this was
you know,
the
to me,
music
it really
too.
feels
This
like a game that was
piano
developed by two
Enya
different
music
teams.
stuff.
And what I mean by that is,
Like
you have
every
So
the
good.
guy
And she,
who
underwater
doesn't
you'd
know
be
how
like
to date.
scuba
Beautiful,
diving. You'd be
absolutely
like scuba
stunning.
diving like in
It's one
the
of the
and
prettier
she'd be
Wii
like,
games, in fact, and just feels very fluid. And it's a very
and you're like,
believable
wow, this
environment as
is
you swim through.
beautiful. It's a very
However,
believable
you
environment,
navigate
he
the
says.
ocean from place to place.
All right, hold
it's
on.
not
Sounds like
horrible by
Oh
every
yeah,
any
guy
means,
there
thinks
but
he
actually
knows
is
how
a
to
story.
date a woman.
I think,
There's
a very
actually a
immersive
story.
environment,
There's
that you
actually a
experience.
story
You know,
too, by
and
the
the
way.
animation for your character diving
Hold on.
deeper and
Oh,
deeper
here's the
into
deep.
a dark abyss. It's
Here's
all
the
very,
deep.
very impressive.
Here's the deep. Look
Game
at.
uses, I would say, an adequate control scheme. You basically point the Wii remote at the screen to dictate where your character swims.
This is the aquarium.
It's very intuitive and you interact with fish
Look,
just
see?
by rubbing them, and that will help you catalog the animals.
See,
in the
he
ocean.
rubbed the fish.
I do think that Arika
Did you see
missed
him
ocean.
rub it? Did you
I
see
do
him
think
jack
that
it off,
the
guys?
animal- and that will
Look at
help
he
you
jacked that
catalog
fish
the
off so hard.
fish just by rubbing them, and that will help you catalog
See?
the animals in the ocean.
You gotta
Rubbing
jack
them,
him off.
and that will help you catalog the animals in the ocean.
See?
If you're in endless ocean,
And then you
but at the same
upgrade your
time,
shit.
The scuba diver on a route, or to take a course so you don't have
upgrade.
a headset. You can.
Look
on
at
the
look at the deep
companion
deep.
piece to the quote-unquote
The abyss.
regular games on Wii.
It's so scary.
got a
Oh
very
yeah,
chill
and then
atmosphere.
you can
It's
have a
beautiful
companion.
especially, and it's got
So
some
like you can
stunning
like
music
have a
on top of
dolphin
that.
companion, and he'll
But
help you
it's
find
fun,
treasure.
too. You know, you just go underwater, you look around, you interact with these fish, and you get to see some.
Guys,
really
I want to play
breathtaking
this game
locales.
again. I'm
And I
gonna
have to
find
tell
my
you, some of these
Wii,
times
and I'm
when
gonna
I've
get
been
it,
diving
and I'm
and
gonna play it
discovered, you know,
again.
an underwater cave or seen.
But yeah, so that's the game. Anyway, so I jacked up a fish, and my roommate caught me. That was the story. Anyway, what are we doing?
I'm back.
Oh, you missed my whole story.
I was trying to share a thought, so I was doing a thing.
But yeah, so anyways, so I want to play that again. So let's figure out a way to play that without having to like set my Wii up.
I was gonna say, isn't there the emulators?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's games that I want to play, and I'm like, how am I gonna make this work if it was on PlayStation 1?
I mean, I still have my Wii. Like, I still have my Wii. Like, I could do it.
Going?
I'm tempted to go into the VOD and see how long we talked about that. Probably, like, 7 minutes.
I'm gonna assume that it's not Sanctuary. Why is that circled?
Because that's where we were going before. It stayed the same. It stays on there. We need to go to Wanderer's Refuge, right there. Oh, it's really
right
close.
there. It is.
Oh, it's
yeah.
really close.
Oh,
Okay.
it's, southeast. A smidgen, pigeon.
Schmidgen, pigeon. A pigeon of smidgen.
A pigeon of smidgen. The
A
smidgiest
smidgen of
pigeon.
a smidgen of pigeon.
The
But yeah,
smidgy-pidgy.
highly recommend. And there's a second one, but the second one was not as good. The second one, so the first one, okay. So the story of the first Endless Ocean is that you get hired to be like a diving guide, like for like, you know, a diving company or whatever. And the girl who like owns the diving company is like, "Hey, my dad like died while he was trying to find like this like super rare like whale that's like supposed to be in this like super like rare place. Like, can you help me like find all these clues, and then we can find like this super rare whale?" So like you go to all these different locations and you like pick up like treasure and you find clues and stuff like that. So like there actually like is a story. And then you go and
I'm just gonna say, no one was playing for the story. Everyone was playing to jack off the fish.
listen. There's no judgment, okay? There's no kink
I'm
shaming
not judging.
here.
I'm just saying nobody was playing for the story. They were playing to jack off fish.
Anyways, so they were like, you know, help me like discover this like lost treasure that my dad died like looking for. And she's super annoying. She's like always in your head, and she's like, "Did you find what I was looking for? Did you find what my dad needed? Did you find it? Did you find it?" And you're like, "Oh my god, no, I'm still touching fish. Leave me alone." And then
No, I'm still touching fish.
yeah, you're like, I'm feeding this fucking goldfish, bro. And then so it was like whatever. So then you go and you find like the temple that like her dad like died trying to find, whatever. But the second one is literally like, oh hey, we're opening a like diving school on this island. Can you just like take a bunch of like sightseers like out and like make money? But like we pay you like $100 per, and it costs like $20 million to build anything. So it's stupid.
Life accurate. You're
Like
gonna get paid nothing, but it's
like
gonna
the
cost so much
second
to do
one,
anything.
the second one was literally just like a building simulator. Like it was like it was like island getaway, but not for vacation simulator. Island work getaway.
Yeah, you work on the island and you're gonna be stuck on the
But
island forever.
but no,
because you
here's the
can't
thing.
afford
Here's the thing.
anything.
Here's the thing. I had to pay for everything. I had to pay for the fucking beach chairs that you put on the beach so that they could lay their little fucking asses down. I had
But
to
that's
pay
what
for
I'm
my own
saying.
oxygen tank so I could go and take people down.
That's
Like
how
I had
they
to pay
keep you
for
down.
it.
That's how they keep you down. They're like,
Really
hey,
strange mini games
we're
that I have
paying you
OLED.
nothing.
Ooh, I am gonna get Mario Party because I know that I said we were gonna do it soon, but like life just happened and I just could not. But I do want to play Mario Party and Mario Kart for Community Day very, very,
What
very
about
soon.
Mario Karty?
Carty Hardy.
Turn, you fool.
Laz, did you say you got the Tears of the Kingdom one? I don't need a new Switch.
Okay, I guess I will go
But
here and do this.
God, I want that fucking Tears of the Kingdom one so bad. Oh, these are just skeletons, that's right.
I'm gonna put that
I
down
need,
because
honestly-
it's storming, so we're gonna drift. I don't want to drift.
Honestly, you splurged on 2.
Ah.
If I was gonna get anything, I would try to get a PS5 first before replacing my Switch.
I was tempted, but I already have 2 Switches and one doesn't really get used, so...
Gift or collector thing. Got it. Lucky. Are they easy to find? Like, did you have any trouble finding a Zelda Switch?
RIP snack. Oh, I should get the storage for... Oh,
I
you got
have
it. Go. What are we doing? Find the
Skellies.
questing thing.
Skellies. There's 4 Skellies here. 3
Oh,
Skellies or
okay.
4 Skellies here.
Find Bone Boys. Do murder.
Find the boners.
Bone Boys get Mordor.
Oh, you pre-ordered. I
Okay.
see. Did you do 2 at once, or did you do them separately?
Bone Boys. Wow, you Bone Boys. Hello.
Oh, I see.
Where are
I
you?
see.
I want to do a magic.
You might be able to sell it for a little bit of profit, even though I don't support
Ooh, I hear you.
scalping.
Oh no, that's a Splody boy. Where's he at? Where's he? There he is. There he is.
We don't want to go too long
I
because of
headshotted
the
him.
rain.
Oh, I fell. Did you drop out? You sure did. You handsome.
A
devil.
full PC rebuild? I know. I think I need to do something with mine. I honestly,
Oh, that was a miss.
I think my case is a smidgen small.
Really? He just like straight juked.
I think my case is just a
Sometimes the
little
pistol is, like,
smidgen small, so
garbage
I
on
want to
this.
rebuild in a bigger case.
Fuck you.
Your
that banana
motherboard's
down.
dying. Oh. That's the scariest part, is the motherboard.
I need.
Which is why I've been so hesitant to pull everything out of the case it's in now and put it into a new case.
Ah.
Even though that would be easy
No,
because
no,
it's
no.
literally just
No.
taking out and putting back
I
in.
just want ammo.
But the motherboard is scary. Yeah, I would. Yeah, so I was like, I don't support it, but like, you might be able to make a little bit. I'm not saying like charge like $200-300 more than MSRP, but like you could definitely make $50 on that. I love how it stopped raining, which is amazing.
Still dealing with this stupid fucking cold. It
New
is
CPU.
slowly knocking the life out of me.
Yeah. 6 years is a while.
Fuck off, snake. I've killed some skeletons, but I'm not finding
Yeah,
Catherine's
Laz,
chest
that's what I'm saying. Like, you could probably make a little bit
Right.
of money off of it without having to go crazy, you know?
I mean, this feels like a spot that should have somebody, but apparently it doesn't.
Here, here, here.
Nope, I don't want to get struck by lightning. Are we just looking for one? Or...
No, you have to kill all the... If you kill all, like, the lackeys, the bosses will
Oh,
spawn.
okay. Yeah, I had killed a couple. Like, I killed, there were some rusty boys, and
Yeah.
I killed some regulars.
What? I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
I'm on my way, don't
Nope,
die, it's
nope,
bye.
nope. I'm so very dead.
No.
I got launched.
I'm on my way. I'm running as fast as my little skinny legs will take me. Almost there, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. Come on. I got you. No, I
nice
brought you
save.
back. You literally vanished from the ether,
I
and I brought
was
your body
gone.
back.
I was gone.
You were 100% gone, and somehow you are now a human again, and not just a wisp.
Magic human.
It's a chimkin! Hi, what are you doing in here? The
Ooh,
chimkin.
ammo, nice. Alright, so we gotta go back up. Mermaid statue?
Oh, I'm on the other side of the island.
I might
What
be
color
okay.
is it?
I'm looking. I can't see it, just see the back. Hold on. Blue.
The butt. Blue's not as bad, right?
No.
Question mark. I'm like, I think red's the worst. Oh.
Client-side mods are okay in your server. It's anything that's not, like, any sort of advantage. Like, I just want everyone to, like, feel like they're playing on the same,
Chillin'
like,
vibe.
playing ground, you know? Not like there's any PvP or anything, but yeah.
Got a storage crate. Dope. So now I can run around with a storage crate and look for skeletons. What a time.
But yeah, the server itself is just not modded at the moment. Yeah, that's fine.
But it is a mooded.
That's fine. QOL, yeah, that's fine. Same thing with the Valheim server, like quality of life stuff is fine.
Okay.
Like even I turned off a lot, like me being the owner of the server, even I turned off some of my Valheim mods. Like I turned off my my auto teleport mod. I turned off my teleport metal mod. Like I turned off a lot of stuff that like would give me an advantage. So
Not a cheater pumpkin eater?
no, not on like public server. I mean, I know it's like my server and I could technically do whatever I want. I just don't want like people to feel like I'm at any sort of advantage, you know?
Yeah.
I have a magic card that I could find a buyer. Could probably easily go for a chicken change. Just memory thing as well. My girlfriend at the time bought me like 5 packs for my birthday, and I had a card that was going 3 or 4 at the time. Ooh,
It's a stick.
could go for about 200. I mean, if there's a memory attached to it, if there's some sentimental value, you don't have to. Like I feel bad for people who that's the very first thing that they default to when they're struggling is to like sell stuff that has like some sort of sentimental value to them, and it's like, oh, that makes me sad. Hey Eric, welcome back. What did I miss? My internet has been a little funky, and she took a quick little break, so we just logged out and went into a new server. So we're at a new server now. We don't have to worry about that that annoying dude. And
well, we did chase him off the map.
We did. We chased him all the way over to the shores of gold. Sentiment, yes. Sentimental. That's fair.
Where
Yeah,
are
yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking
But I'm
skeletons?
honestly poorly like I just want my community to feel like they have some place to like hang out together and play together and, you know, like having community servers like that I just think is so fun because at any given time you could be the only one on a server
Hello.
or, you know,
Oh, no.
you could have a whole bunch of people on. So that's
Oh,
why
no.
I did
Oh,
it.
no.
And
Oh,
that's
no.
why
Oh, no.
like
Oh, no.
I didn't like raise money. Like I wasn't like, all right guys, like it's gonna be $50 for the Minecraft server. Like I make money on Twitch, so like I give back to you guys, you know.
Okay, we've got a guy with a barrel, and I
Okay.
am out of bullets, so
Okay,
I'm running
okay,
away from
okay.
him.
Oh, I was too close. I was way too close.
I'm on my way to get you.
Give the
I
guy
was
what
like,
for? I
I'm
know.
running away.
He knew that we were after him. He knew that we were chasing him for sure. But yeah,
He turned
went
tail and
over to
run.
the shores. Yeah, he went to the shores and we
Listen,
just
we
said
know he's a
screw it.
coward.
Yeah. Yeah, he wanted to PvP when he had the odds because we were not on our boat or whatever. But as soon as the table was turned and we were like, all right, fine, let's PvP. He's like, no, 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 no. I'm gonna go do this quest. Bye.
Which it's like, that's always the fucking case, isn't it? It's always, oh, I'm gonna go and fight somebody and stir
Okay,
up
here's
shit
one.
until
Here's
they
one.
look at
Here's
me.
two. Here's three.
Trying to get ammo. There we go. What am I
Ooh,
stuck on?
there are metal ones. We're gonna have to get them in the water.
Water? Okay.
Yeah.
That's easy peasy.
Yep.
We
See if
do
we
that.
can lure them. Come on. Follow me.
Do I have any water in my bucket? I don't think I do. Nope, I don't.
I just want to finally have. For people who are consistently playing long enough where I have time to do them before people quit. I've been playing. Like I have been logging in. I've been playing.
I'm gonna
But it's
run
just been
down and
I've
get
been
water.
alone on the server a lot, you know.
I feel
Oh
like if
yeah,
I
let's
run
get a
down and get
bucket.
water, it'll be faster.
Yeah, I'll still try to see if I can get them to follow me down there.
I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do bigger.
Some of the holy crap kind of things. If you can find a buyer, you know, like that's crazy. Like I have a Yu-Gi-Oh card, whatever. I'm gonna screw it up. Blue Eyes White Dragon, whatever.
Did that to myself. I'm an idiot. I hit the wrong button. I'll be right back.
Like I have a card that's supposedly worth money, but that works too.
Let's go back up here. Here's thing 1 and thing 2. Let's get them lined up so I can get both of them. What's up, dudes? Get rusty. Did it not count? I hit them both with water.
Oh fuck, I'm not gonna be able to get back up, am I? Why are you here?
There he goes. How did you not get hit with water though, honestly?
But
Like,
yeah, Porty,
I was stacked.
I really want to do something with it. Like there's not enough days in the week, and I was really having a hard think to myself today about like, could I stream more? Like if I adjust my schedule a little bit, like could I stream more? Like could I do Tuesdays if I did like, you know, 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something, you know, like could I possibly stream more so I could do these things? Because I want to play Valheim, I want to play Minecraft, I want to play all these games.
Am I crazy? I've hit this guy with 2 buckets of water and he's like, no, I'm vibing.
Wait, hold on, I'm coming to you.
I've shot him in the face, I have hit him with my sword, and he's just like, no, I'm good.
Oh, he's rusty.
He is, and I've been whacking him, and he's like, no, I'm good. He's just a dick. The other one
Oh,
was
he's eating, that's why. He's rusty. I'm out of ammo, so that's still gonna be the hard part. There it is, okay.
There we go. I was like, I feel fucking crazy.
Ooh, okay. Where's our boat?
I think it's back this way, right?
You never know with some cards since you have to figure out which printing was. A nice shaped Blue Eyes might be able to go for a bit. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when I looked it up, it's, like, worth some money. But I'm like, you have to find a buyer who's actually willing to pay that. Which is the hard part. People are like, oh, I have this card. It's worth so much money. And it's like, yeah, but it's only worth that if somebody pays that. Like, that's...
Slap it up on eBay and, you know, eventually someone might buy it. And if they don't, whatever. It'll just fucking sit
Right.
there. Yeah, the ship's over this way.
Yeah, I'm coming.
That dude was just not cooperating for shit.
For real, I feel so maxed out on time. Why? I know. And Steph did that the other day. She texted me and she's like, "When do you plan on playing Valheim with like Zelda coming out and like you're playing Redfall and all this other stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, Redfall and Dead Island, like, once I finish them, they're finished. Like, and I can finish them. But like, there's not enough time. There's not enough time. But I want to stream more. But I also don't want to burn myself out. Like, I really am trying to make an effort this year of not pushing myself.
It's a very difficult balancing act trying to find where you're like, I am playing enough games and I'm getting things done, because how many games have we started and are just like Sons of the Forest? That's why I was like, we haven't played it in a minute and we need to finish it.
But it's not even finished, so like we could play
No, I
it and
know.
it'll change.
But like, I have to finish a couple games. You have some games that you're in the middle of. Like,
Yeah.
you started BioShock 2.
Yeah.
So it's hard because, yeah, you gotta balance not burning out and playing stuff.
Yeah.
I wish there was a better aiming reticle on the harpoon.
If you want to try to play more, wouldn't say no, but it's also, yeah, exactly. It's not worth stressing. And that's why, like, that's why I feel like if I have days that I commit to, like if I'm like, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, I commit to those days. So at least that way, like, I have some, like, regularity. Like, there's some regular schedule. Like, my regulars know that there's those days, you know. But then also, like, I do like having the freedom and the options and the availability to be like, you know, I want to stream on Tuesday. I want to stream on Thursday. You know. But it's tough because it's like, you can't let people know, like, oh, I decided to stream because I'm bored. Burnout is annoyingly severe. Exactly. And that's why I'm like, I'm just trying to have fun this year. Because last year, I really, really, really burnt myself out.
And the second you lock yourself into like a really packed schedule is, you know, you're gonna burn yourself out. It's
We
just a matter
missed
of time.
somebody.
One of the skulls? I got the...
I got a skull and you got a skull, right? So that's 2?
Yeah, because
So
I
there's
killed...
one more. There's one more here. There's 3 people here.
Okay.
I support you chilling and having a good time this year. Thank you. That's important to me too, is knowing
like
that
the
I
vibes.
have the support of the people who watch. Because that's a very, very common thing on Twitch, is people just being like, oh, they're not playing the game that I came to watch them for. I'm not watching them anymore.
Ideally, you want to be watching the streamer for their interaction with games and not necessarily because they're playing a single game. I
Yeah,
understand,
but it
that
happens.
some
It happens.
people love
Yeah.
certain games, and that is fine.
Oh, I hear
but like,
the music.
what's that? Ooh, I've got a grog ball. Ideally, you want to vibe with the creator and the content, and not necessarily just the game.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being like, I prefer watching this game specifically, but ideally, you want to support someone who's worth
Oh, I found her.
supporting,
Over
and
here.
not just because of the game.
Oh, she needs water. We need water. Let's see if I can bring her over here.
I'll go grab water.
Come here to me. Extra streams are okay, just don't push yourself. Exactly. I'm just gonna do them, like, if I'm bored, or, you know, sure. But yeah, I'm not gonna push myself this year. If you have the time
Alright,
and
I got water.
energy. Exactly,
me,
don't
I've
stretch
got
too
water.
thin, exactly. I'm working towards this beach over here. You'll have to come to here.
Well, I've got water. That's what I said.
I know. But by this point, I'm probably closer to the beach than you are. Yeah, okay, yeah, right. If I only watched you when you played games I cared about, I'd barely watch. I understand.
Header. It looked like it might... I don't fucking
think
know
it
what the hell just
missed.
happened.
That's
On
okay.
my screen,
She's
there was a
almost here.
backsplash. Like, it hit. So...
I don't know. This
Is this
game
buggy?
issues? No. Oh shit.
I'm always one bad moment away from quitting streaming altogether.
Yep.
Okay,
Mood.
did it not hit? Like, on my screen, it's like, what the fuck? It's like bugging. Like, I threw it over top of her head, like, that should have counted, and it's like, no.
Okay, get her over here. It's coming. There it is.
Fuck.
There it is. Okay.
These beesh.
That voyage is done, so now we're done.
Oh boy. We gotta go this way.
Also, how dare you, Pearly? How dare you say you would never watch me?
Never ever.
Never ever.
Never ever. Emma. I need Emma.
Oh, Sizzle, thank you.
Whee! Oh, there's a big old pile of birds.
Okay, let's go.
I like how I call it a pile of birds.
It's a pile in the sky. Pile
Pile.
in the sky.
Wah!
I can go twice as high. Take a look.
Or
It's in
did it
Yaga's book.
just style. It was all style.
Reading Rainbow. How dare you not play only games I care about? So,
You know what, though?
what if I just became a full-time Genshin streamer?
But you know what? How many times have you watched a streamer, never thought once about the game that they were playing, and you watch them play it and you go, that actually looks fun?
Oh, one of my favorite streamers plays only games I don't play. I love Hellion Kate. She makes me laugh so fucking hard. I literally, like, when I was just telling you, she's the one who does the escort mission
Yep.
in Elden Ring.
The Escort the Princess?
I literally had tears streaming down my face. I was laughing so fucking hard last weekend. I was laughing so hard. I was like coughing. I don't even play those games. I don't even like those types of games. But she is so fucking funny.
And that's my point of, like, you should ideally find people that are entertaining outside of just the game.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to expose you to a lot of great content that you wouldn't maybe have partaken
A full-time
in
Project
otherwise.
Zomboid streamer? Ooh. I almost thought about going full-time 7 Days to Die, because that was pretty fun. Oh, I literally lost a follower in the last 5 minutes.
Wow. Well, it could've been a bot, though.
I know.
Bot.
It's just funny. I just happened because I have my my ads manager up, so it has like the thing across the top. Yeah. Which everybody should do. Put your ads manager in your OBS, guys.
I don't know what that. I don't know how to do things, and we were supposed to do stuff this weekend, and it never happened, and now I'm just a sad little pile of sadness.
Okay, we can do it this week. Not this weekend. We can do it during the week. Week. That's also the painful thing, since streamers that full-time one game built a specific fan base over time, most people kick. Yeah, exactly. Some of them can. Like, some of these, like, Soulsborne streamers or whatever, we're gonna hit the actual...
I know, I'm trying to get the thing up. It's hard to steer and do these. Okay, I'm turning.
Okay.
We're fine. We're hitting.
But yeah, some of them will do that. Some of them, like, but they'll do challenge runs, or they'll do this or that or whatever. And they'll just keep playing Dark Souls and whatever for the rest of forever.
Stop momentuming. No more momentum. I'm just gonna...
Oh, there is some stuff on this one. That's for sure.
Oh well. I'm trying.
Your favorite follower is still here? Thank you. Thanks.
That ocean.
Thanks. I don't know what to call you because, like, I know who you are, but, like, I'm not gonna, like, call you out. But I'm also, like, I'm not gonna call you Bottoms. So
Bottoms.
I'm just gonna call you Exclusive. Exclusive.
What about EB? Like exclusive bottoms?
EFB.
FB.
IEFB.
Oh,
IEFB. My nose itches. I'm about to die.
I literally
Lobo?
had to put the anchor down.
I prefer to be called Bottoms. You would, Bottoms. You would.
Called out. Or were they? I literally had to
Or
put the anchor down
were
because we just
they?
kept drifting. It was
Tokyo
stupid.
Drift. Fast and the Furious. Do it for family.
Okay, I'm gonna stay up here and look for idiots.
Ooh, okay. You should do that. You should look for
Idiots.
idiots.
Idiots. Ghost boat. It's ghost. Hello,
I'm one of those
ghosty.
people. Hold on. I'm one of those people that could forge a lot of extra time in a game with all kinds of challenge runs, but I feel like even that for a lot of people isn't completely sustainable. And like I have no problem. Like I did a challenge run of Breath of the Wild, but like Breath of the Wild has been out for 7 years. Like I couldn't keep streaming it. Like I couldn't keep doing it and keep like by this point like okay, I talk about him all the time. Like you guys all know how much I love Point Crow. He's a Zelda speedrunner. He's still speedrunning Breath of the Wild and he's still beating his record. But it's the same. It's the same every time. It's the same. Get here, get here, get here, get here, get here. It's repetitive and it's like that's not nothing's changing, you know?
I mean, I guess it's kind of like people who watch the same TV show over and over and over. It's a sense of familiarity.
Listen, don't call me out right now.
Are you not dead? Did I
Me?
miss one of those shots? Probably. Oh, I'm firing at a shark, so it doesn't fuck with you.
Oh.
So I was like, why no do dead?
Why no dead?
Why no do dead?
But yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't play one game or even one type of game for the entirety of my career. Like there are people who like Sea of Thieves has like a streamer program, like a partner program for streamers. And like half of the people are leaving the program because they're like, I want to play something else, anything else. But like you can't if you like you have to play Sea of Thieves, and they're like, I just
wait. You can only play Sea of Thieves
because you need so many watch hours. Yeah,
bro, that's fucking nuts. Honestly.
It's ridiculous. And so like there and like all, but also like if your metrics drop below like where they're supposed to be, you'll also like be removed. So like
that's
it's not like how Twitch it's like oh you made Twitch partner.
Oh, it's the fucking mermaids.
Oh. So it's not like Twitch where it's like, oh, you made Twitch partner and like you stay Twitch partner like whether you stop streaming or whatever. Like this is like, oh, your average has dropped below, you know, 100 CCV or 50 CCV or whatever it is. You're removed from the program. Lulu! Thank you for the raid. It is exhausting. How would you play?
It's just not sustainable.
Sims 4, very nice. I'm being hit by a mermaid.
Mermaid. Ow, I am also being hit by mer people. Equal opportunity, they all will beat me up.
Ooh, smack, smack, smack,
oh,
smack.
There's also,
okay, he's dead.
also shark.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I need to get bullets, hold on. Oh.
Shark is dead, or one of them is in. A
no.
male person. A male person. Whoa, shit. These mermans. No, I don't have any ammo. I'm going to die. I died. Oh, I'm gonna talk to the raiders while I respawn on the ship of the dead.
I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying.
Okay, there's so many mermaids. Don't risk it. Okay, she's coming to get me anyway. Don't risk it.
I got slapped in the ass.
Don't risk it. Don't risk it. Welcome in. Welcome in, raiders. Thank you for being here. If you do not know who I am, hello, hi, welcome. My name is Krista, or Pinksel. Most people just call me Pink. I am a variety streamer. I play a range of lots of different things, ranging from Lego games, Nintendo games, simulators, shooters, survival games, and pretty much everything in between. I do have a very quick video that I like to show whenever we get a raid to see if this is someplace that you might want to hang out, get to know us, spend some time, just kind of see like what we're about, what to expect. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in just a moment. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions?
We were like 2 seconds away from the bike song.
I wanna ride my bike.
Hey, look, Nate. It's Uranus.
I am Cat. I can help you. Look at that donk.
I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. And then they show up and we talk about booty.
I wanna be forever.
How are her boobs not falling out?
First you're like, yeah, then you're like, yeah.
You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. I really messed up, didn't I? I made bad choices.
Coming.
What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? Are you pooping?
Bees, go bees.
I want to die right now. I want to go drown.
Yeah. Solid. Nobody's
Miss Morgan.
looking at my pee-pee. So cute. Perceive my booty, arg.
I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream.
I shoot them my gun.
Antidepressant.
Is it working?
I wanna be haunted by Marcia. Oh,
I'm trying to make the poop.
All right, where's Davy Jones?
Oh my gosh. My mom.
What I
Nate,
had said. What is
Why?
happening?
Why are you like this?
I couldn't make this up if I tried. That won't and can't go wrong.
You could go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time.
Here's another thing.
Bye.
Stupid
Lulu, thank you
being
for
rare
the
people.
ride.
This is why there's so many stories about them being assholes.
I'm back.
Because they are.
Did they shift us?
They sure did.
Nice.
Okay,
Let's
I
get our
got a
shift
bad
together.
position. Stupid ass fudging fish people!
I love that video. Thanks, Lulu. It does
Fish
need a little bit
people
of an
are
update, but in due time. In due time.
I have to bully you into doing it.
I just listen. It's not easy. When,
I know, I'm just saying.
when the majority
I-
of your content features what you're trying to remove.
That's fair.
Which is the problem. Herein lies the problem. Speaking of getting tired, doing one thing for a while, getting tired of these surprise trades since I went and caught a few more mods. I might be playing some Hades soon. I never
Hades.
got into Hades. I literally downloaded it and I was like, I need to play this. Everyone's told me I'd like it, and then I just didn't.
I got to the final boss, and I have never gone back and finished it.
I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you the amount of games in my Steam library with either 0 playtime or like less than like 10 hours of playtime. Like, I have so many games that I'm like, I need to play these, I need to play these, I need to play these, and there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time in the day. Have a good rest of stream. I've sneezed. Oh my gosh, yes. Please take some Benadryl. Get some rest. Lulu, I appreciate you.
Didn't get that.
That's a bad subject.
Got it. I got it.
All of them are bad subjects. Everything's a bad subject.
Everything causes big sads.
Everything is terrible.
What do we want to do next? Do we want to just go solve this stuff before somebody fucks with us?
I mean, we can. I haven't seen anybody this time, so like, we may
I'm
be
just
okay.
apprehensive.
I agree. We can go south if you'd like.
There is a PvP or something off the right, or is that a Reaper? I don't know. There's something off the right.
All right.
East. Looks like they might be going for the Reaper's bounty, but I don't know. But they are close to us, and I really don't want to get fucked with. We can go to Port Merrick. It's northwest of us.
Okay.
I'd rather not tempt fate. The whole point was trying to get my level up, and it's hard to do when there's distractions.
Yeah, I see that boat on the other side of this rock.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
I think your Minecraft server is broken. Totally joking, but I think your Minecraft server is broken.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I gotta go.
Those
around
are
this. I gotta
two
go
different
around this.
statements.
Okay, I need us to move forward. And then I can. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Fixing it. One thing at a time.
Where is that?
That's so funny.
Alright, the good news is we're in the woods. Is that the boat or is that the ghost boat?
Oh, that is the PvP. Yeah, we should not go over there. Just I would just ank and turn. I mean anchor. Turn. Turn.
No, because it's gonna take too long. I'm turning.
Okay, they're gonna.
This is also why I fucking hate this game. Is like,
Yeah.
people get on it and just want to shit on you, and it's like, bro, I just want to fucking like vibe and like, they turn something that's just normal playing into hardcore grinding, and it's like. And like, I hate the get good. It's like, or just fucking enjoy the game without being an asshole. Like, can people exist without being dicks?
I see them moving, but they don't look like they are following or engaging. I don't want to use things so they don't see the shine.
Trying to put sails up and get us moving.
Okay, sorry. I'm coming. Coming.
I can imagine playing games with the sole purpose of just being an asshole. Like,
yeah, they're not engaging. They left us alone.
If that's what you do in games,
it's literally endless. I know.
If that's what you do in games, what the fuck are you like in real life?
I still say you should. Can't guarantee how accessible it can be since there are a few learning curves to figure out. Once you figure certain things out, it gets more obtainable, if that makes sense. Are you talking about Hades?
I gotta figure out where the fuck we're going. Thunder Valley.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know if Thunder Valley counts.
We might... I don't know if you want to loop again, but we might be able to just go back to Merrick. I don't think that they're gonna bother us, honestly.
But here's the thing, if they do, I'm gonna be really pissed off, and I'm gonna be done for the night.
Alright, so just keep going in this direction to plunder.
Okay.
Like, just keep this direction to plunder, yeah. I mean, we can always switch games. I mean, it's almost midnight. We can always just sell and call it and just play something off stream. If you would like.
I don't know what I want. It was kind of a bust of a stream. I think I gotta figure out things ahead of time and have set plans.
Oh, there's loot.
So, like, it looks like it's just barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just barrels. Yeah. Nothing fun,
well,
but there are birds up on the left.
We did just have a rough time with somebody being a bully, you know, so.
It just sucks that the frequency of that happening in this game is so high. Like, it happens in game, 100%, but the frequency it happens in this game is so much higher than any other game I've played.
Like, okay, and I am not being argumentative. I'm not being argumentative, but I do feel like lately, excuse me, we've had more nights where we haven't been bothered than we have lately. At first, like, there have been some times where it's, like, really bad, and we'll get, like, last night, like, we just got shit on by the same person over and over again. But, like, we had several nights before that where we weren't bothered. So, I don't know.
But that's the thing, is, like, you can have one night
spawned on,
totally chill, and then another night where it's just non-fucking stop harassment, and it just doesn't balance out.
Side
what
to
is
side.
spawning on us?
Skelly?
Okay.
Pulling us loot.
Alright, we got this. Easy peasy.
Okay, I don't got it because we are too high.
There you go. Try and leave him a little bit. He's veering off.
Too low.
Ow.
Got hit.
That's
Go. got hit again.
Yep. Oh, we're getting curse ball. Oh, I have a curse ball. I don't know what it is. I think
Okay,
it's a grog
I am
ball or
gonna
something.
go get coals while I get more.
What do I got? What do I got?
I had 3 chill boats on one server, don't know about others.
Let's grog ball. Use cannon. Let's see if I can hit this. Probably not. I don't think it hit. We got curse.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but we got curse. Let's see what it is. I got knocked off.
Oh my god, I have repaired the
I
same
just
hole!
loaded it! They're running into us.
We might sink because this one hole keeps breaking open. If I turn around and that one hole needs to be repaired again, I'm gonna scream. Oh, are you joking?
I'm just gonna disengage.
Oh, nope, that was me lagging. That was me fucking lagging in the middle of something very important, like rescuing my ship. That's wonderful.
Like I said, I'm just gonna disengage. It's not feasible to deal with this right now.
No, it would have been
Honestly-
fine if I didn't just lag so fucking hard.
But it's a culmination of things. That's why I'm like, let's just sell shit and fuck the game. I'm done. I'm fucking over this game. It's... And like, here's my thing. I know people just get good. It's like, no, this game is broken in certain aspects, 100%. And it goes to that whole thing where I hate when people are so up a game's butt that they refuse to see that there's something wrong with it.
Of course, harassing PvP mentality. Yeah, it's disappointing and common. I haven't played. Overall, people are definitely a pain. Yeah. People like to,
Okay, I have no idea where we are and where we need to go because that whole thing kind of spun us out of...
south. Straight south, pretty much. He's way back there.
Chaos was having last night where it's like the smoke makes it so you can't see where you're fucking aiming, and then like you can't see where it's like, is it too high, is it too low? I can't fucking see shit.
Yeah.
That's one thing I think that's dumb about the game is like, well, we can't see what you're shooting at. Like, great, I love that for me. Also, they have monkeys jerking it, and that is awful.
There are monkeys jerking it.
It's still chasing us?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Let me get cannibals, I guess. It's only a sloop, so it shouldn't take too much here.
And this is the shit that I also hate. It's like, oh, the water's so high you can't see where the boat is. That's great, I love that. That's a curse ball.
Oh, they looped, okay. They pieced out. Love that. Definitely something that should be nice. Yeah, if it eventually died off, no, it'll never die off because you have people who have to make themselves feel superior in any way because they're not superior in any other aspects of their life. So they take it out on people and, you know, you have to get good at my game that I'm the best at.
And it's like, okay, so let's say I do get good and I kick your ass. Then you know what they do? You fucking loser, no life, all you do is play this game. It's
Yeah.
like, so which is it? Which fucking is it? Get good and kick your ass, or get beat up and be told to get good? Like, you can't win. There's no winning, and that's what's annoying.
They're coming back.
Yeah. We don't have wind in the sail. So just so you know, we're gonna be slow.
Okay. Slow's actually not terrible. Oh, that was too early. Don't hit me.
That one's good.
It's fine. I can't see anything over the waves.
They're gonna try and ram us.
Yeah.
Nope, I kept them off. They kept turning. Thank Lord.
Oh my god. I just wish that, like, if it was supposed to hit and it goes through a wave, it just, like, goes through the wave. Because there was so many shots that, like, would have hit and then the wave just was like, boop, get out of here.
Coming around to face us. Oh, where's the Meg when you need it?
I know, right? will a Meg attack, a skeleton?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I know ghosts and skeletons hit each other. That's why I'm like, maybe. I don't find out.
I've just, like, okay. I've just never seen a skelly ship, like, evade combat like this before. Like, he is just like, no, I don't want to fight anymore.
Just kidding, I do. But also no.
I don't have shot. I don't have shot.
Yeah, I'm trying to get us around.
No, I know. See? Like, why? Why is he turning like this? You har.
There you go. It is very hard for me to try and keep them in cannons.
Well, they're also, like, super debatey.
Yeah. Like, they're in, out, in, out, in, and
I
I'm
know,
trying to
they are
counter.
turning
It's
out.
so
Look at, they are turning
fucking
out of
hard.
all of my cannonballs.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
I am
trying
wasting
here, I'm trying.
cannonballs just because they're turning. Oh, we're done. Okay, we got it now.
It's scuttable?
Jesus, yeah,
I
got
didn't know
it.
skeletons could scuttle. Alright, I'll turn it. Can you put the sail up? Or,
Yeah.
like, to a quarter?
Yeah.
Okay.
The wave is the hardest enemy, you're not wrong.
Why is water so cruel? Okay, I have no idea where it's gonna be. We might want to put it up all the way until we know where the
It'll probably be
fuck
right
it's
in the
gonna be.
center of us.
Even her out until I see literally anything. Yeah, that was a fucking pain, honestly.
It wouldn't be so bad, like, it wouldn't have been so bad, because it was only a sloop. But, like, it was, like, in and out of, like, everything. That's wild.
Yeah. See, and this is why
Right,
I
there's
get
the
frustrated.
birds ahead. Right there, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn this. I can spin us around, no problem. I like how it's like, we didn't even sink it. It straight scuttled. It said, well, I don't fucking care anymore. What the fuck is that?
Our Order of Souls emissary just went up.
Is that what that was? That scared the shit out of me. I was like, what is that sound?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that
don't
literally
run
scared me.
Order of Souls very often, so you're not used to that noise.
Oh. I was like, what is it? What's spawning now? Me just shitting my
That
pants.
was lined up.
The ocean is a cruel
That one was
mistress.
lined up as well.
AKA the ocean is a bitch.
Alright, this last one's gonna be a pain. There we go. Okay, got it.
Yay! Okay, so where the fuck are we going?
Alright, port. We're going to a port. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it should literally... Plunder Outpost should be on our left, like currently.
Okay. Nope. I'd say give us like half to full front sail and that's it.
Alright, hold on. Half-ish.
That was funny. Where go? Surprise.
It's right next to you, Ace.
Oh, I fell down the hole. That is the one thing I fucking hate about this game is I end up falling down the hole like so often.
Except for when you need to.
Like, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it feels like we're not moving and it's very confusing to me.
Yeah.
Like, because other times we're just like booking. So that's why I'm like, are we? Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep,
Beep
boop.
boop, beep boop. For Hades, it's best not to get super annoyed early games. This is kind of like most other looter styles, where you need to build up a little strategy, build up the character, and then... Oh yeah, see, I've seen playthroughs of Hades where I know that it's like one of those games where you have to kind of go through the same level multiple times.
It's like the same levels over and over and over.
Yeah.
And over and over and over and over
Yeah,
and
yeah,
over.
yeah.
And like some weapons, it's easier to get through certain levels than others, and that's where I got frustrated because it's like I just want to get to the final boss. I just want to do the thing. And then you switch weapons for whatever reason, and you're like, I did not even get close to where I previously was. Sad. Goodness. We're gonna need this sail to go up.
Yeah, I'm coming. Ooh.
I turned us because I was anxious about running into it because I didn't know if I'd have enough time. Now I've spun us too far. It's fine. I can just face us and run us directly at it. I was anxious. Good news is I don't see anybody. There we go. We're gonna just put this way. Don't you sass me, boat. Oh, we're gonna have to fucking...
What is this one fly in my face here?
Oh, there's just stuff sitting here. That's nice.
Yeah, it's probably shit they couldn't sell.
God damn it, I didn't want that. I want the fucking dog.
We have to go on the other side, or we can't harpoon from here. I didn't think of it. Alright, we'll just run them out.
Well, yeah, I figured there's not that much stuff. It's,
Yeah.
and being that close should be fine. Fruit crate, take it. Thank you, ma'am.
Taking my fruit.
Exotic silk. Ooh, fancy.
Fancy.
A wheelbat. Yeah, bat. I want a little squidgy widgy bat. He's so fluffy. If I'm lucky, I'll go up like a level, maybe a level and a half on this.
Yeah, the last few are tough. Like, I was on 49 for like 3 sessions or some shit. Plus, we would have probably gotten a little bit more if we were able to do more than one of those.
There definitely should be an option where it's like, I don't want PvP, you cannot attack me. value. Why are you running into my chair, you goofball? Back and forth and back and forth. Alright. We'll never be rich in this game. Never,
No,
ever.
you're good. You're good. You're good. Here's no bad RNG. Yeah, no. I've like I said, I've seen. I don't know how I missed. I don't know how I missed that message. I'm so sorry. No, I've seen playthroughs of it. I know that you you have to. Lots of us falling. They make any? No, they didn't make any money.
Didn't make how no make money.
No, they didn't make any money.
Oh.
That boat that
Something out
sank with
else
us.
in the water. What is that?
That's
Something in the
nice.
water.
Let's see how much we made. Probably didn't make very much today. Made 34k today.
I was gonna say like 20.
34.
Something over here. I want to see what it is real quick. What is this? What is it? It is shiny. Oh, it's another book?
Just gotta get good.
I got 2 more books. I got bat! I got bat! Wow, this book is empty. I got an empty book.
Yeah.
It's good for nothing. Oh, now I can look at it. No, it's still empty.
Yeah, it's still empty. I don't want to go to Reapers though, so we can just call it.
No. Yeah.
Alright, so let's just go lower emissary.
Oakley dokley. My Merchant Alliance reputation went up to 52.
Nice.
I'm like, great. Not what I was working toward, but sure, what the fuck ever.
Sure. Sometimes it'd be like that.
Okay,
Let's see.
it's testing me.
Here it is. Okay.
Plus 3,000.
Treat, because we only get to level 4. We only get to level 4. Alright, I'm gonna quit to the main menu. It looks like Brosip and Astro are sailing. I don't know if you're done or what, but I'm gonna go to the main menu and we can find someone to raid.
Okay.
I think, were you gonna Apex and do your last couple battle pass?
I have to Apex a bit to get those 2 levels.
Alright,
But
let's
after
see.
that, I don't know what I'm doing.
Let's see who's on. Well, I thought you were also going
Those
to.
2 levels.
What's his name? Play with what's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
He's playing.
He's
some
playing
cookie
Crystal
games.
now. Yeah.
He's doing his nuzlocking.
Gigi?
Yeah, Gigi works. Is Gigi?
Okay.
There's Gigi. I was like, I can't see. My eyes have gone to shit. Let me do this, and then.
Right, hopefully we can catch her. Looks like she might be ending, so maybe we can catch her.
Okay. I will do a quick bye-bye, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it right now, and we'll do the whole thing.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Alright, guys, thank you for hanging. It was a little funky tonight. There's a little funky energy. But I think that we were honestly just... I think we were just kind of burnt out.